just at a very lost for words today. Just 2020 is one of them years. 2020 is just. What can I say about it? I mean, as you can see, just here at the bar by myself, Al, R.I.P. You know, caught the Rona.
Oh hey man! Oh hey!
Oh hey!
Oh!
Hey!
Oh hey man! Hey man!
What's up?
What's up?
What's good?
Oh, I was just walking around. First of all, it's sad to hear about Al.
Yes.
You know,
very much so. But I mean, he'll be.
I hope so. I hope he pulls out.
He's coming back strong.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, special episode of After Dark. I decided to pop by because Al is out of commission, as it were. He's out of commission. Yeah, dealing with some upper respiratory stuff. Hopefully not, the 2020. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Such a crazy year.
Yeah, it's been a crazy end, but I'm excited to be here with you, my friend.
Yes.
And kick a few back and talk about this crazy year and see what's going on with everybody else at home. And you're in it for the long haul, right? I'm not doing anything. Do you want to just hang at the bar until?
I mean, I was already here, so
yeah,
why
let's
not?
go, man. Let's do this dang thing. How's the chat? How's everybody doing out in chat land, man? How are you guys doing?
Who we got with us?
Yeah, you wanna shout some people out? Do a little roll call action.
Yeah. I see we got Lucas Tex Venger on the top billing tonight. What's up, Lucas? One of the homies. We got JT Night 1223, Alex G, Mike Hawes. What's good, y'all?
What up, everybody? I'm sorry, is Josh in After Dark? Yeah, I am. I'm guest appearing for Al just tonight.
Right. Yeah, I had to pull the Obi-Wan Kenobi just to get him to
Yeah, I got the message earlier in the day and I said, of course I'll be there and help you ring in the year,
Yeah, Josh, what you got
Oh,
there,
this is actually, I didn't actually bring enough to share for the class, unfortunately. This is just for me. But this is just a little Prosecco. It's nothing too fancy. It's just a little Prosecco.
Okay.
But I'm going to start drinking immediately because that's what I'm not waiting until, you know what I mean? Cheers, everybody. It's been,
tell you about that life.
What the fuck just happened in the last 12 months? Seriously. Do you still have any moments where you think back and you're like, what the fuck just happened in the last 12 months? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pretty much almost at least 5 times a month every month this year, which is very high. It's not something I usually do every month.
Yeah, right? In a single year to every single month be like, what just happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you catch there was that Netflix thing that came out today? There was a thing called, I don't know, it had Chappelle in it, and they were talking about all the events of the year. Did you get a chance to see that?
No, I missed that. No, I did not get a chance to see that. But it's all right for spoilers for me. I don't mind.
Dude, the whole thing, man, it was so funny. They shot it, and it was perfect to come out today because they even have some of the most recent Trump bits, and they were literally they talk about how they couldn't do this until 2020 was over because it was still happening. The whole, it was just the craziest was still happening. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It basically just talks about how this was a bugger, man. This was a bugger of the year.
This year's gonna go down in history by itself. They're already making so many memes for 2020, and somebody already saying 2021. If you think about it, if you break the words down, 2021. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. You freaked me out earlier this year when you said it was on this show. You said you're afraid you're gonna wake up the It'll be December 32nd.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's real. That's like a threat, isn't it? I'm surprised I didn't have the NSA and CIA come after me.
Terrifying.
Like, hey, we told you about that.
It's a pretty terrifying prospect. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. We're trying to Mandela effect that though.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely handle that. We can do that. So, dude, some good things did happen in 2020. One of them was you basically coming more active on the channel, doing this show with Al, you know. What was your, I've always wanted to know, like, what's your, you want to talk about that? Like, what was that like, you know what I mean? To kind of come in and, you know, be doing what you're doing now. It's pretty wild.
I have to say it's unlike anything I ever expected, for real, because I just went from being a person who's just, you know, here in the chat, watching the show, agreeing with a lot of the stuff that you said, and never expected to even hear my name come across your lips at all. You know what I'm saying? Sure. By any kind of take that I had outside of a super chat, you know? And then here it is, you know, after a while, you and I were like bantering about Batman and, you know, it was a whole surreal experience coming in and just being able to, you know, do a show and meet somebody as identical to me as Al is. You know,
crazy.
It's just, it's been real
dude.
great.
People don't know, but like, so when you came in to the whole thing, like there were other people on After Dark, and Al wasn't actually even like fully in it. You know what I mean? And so basically, like, we had no idea that, like, you guys would get together and create magic. You know what I mean? Right. So that's been really cool to see. And I know that everybody that loves the show agrees that, like, you guys are just awesome together, man.
Yeah. I don't know how it happens. It's just completely organic. And a lot of the times I'll try to say something like it's a new idea, and he'll be like, yo, get out of my head. I was just thinking that. And then vice versa. Yeah. It happens so much. So, it's crazy, you know, fate. Things just happen.
Yeah, dude.
They're supposed to happen.
Yeah. And you also were, I mean, you were one of the ones, and a lot of people that are here too, you know what I mean, that are hanging out. And by the way, cheers, everybody. And yeah, we should totally touch on the MF Doom thing for sure. In fact, let's just go there, man. MF Doom passed. And apparently he passed on Halloween.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and they kind of kept it a secret. And they're not really talking about why or what was the cause of death or anything like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Were you a big MF Doom fan or anything like that?
I can't say that I was, but I will say that I think it's kind of odd for someone to pass away so long ago for it to just now come out and be kind of public knowledge. It's like, what was the complete reason for that? Did he get abducted for a little bit there? Or were there aliens involved? But I mean, the government says there were aliens now.
True. Maybe he just was one of them, and they're just covering it up.
Right, they didn't know how to bring that.
Because his bars were kind of out of this world. You know what I mean? He was a little ridiculous. Yeah. I wasn't like a huge fan, but I liked the stuff he did with the Gorillas. He did some really cool stuff with the Gorillas back in the day, and I was like, oh man, this dude's clean. But yeah, may he rest in power, man. Another one. You know what I mean? It feels like 2020 was like a slaughterhouse, bro, and just, you know.
I don't know if the Earth was just like, hey, I did a count, and there's too many of y'all.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no, I know. It's it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. But I mean, you know, like you said, rest in power, and you know, it just sucks he was so young.
Yeah.
And you know,
what was he, like 39 or something like that? He was like young or something like that, right? Yeah.
He's 49, but still, you know,
he had a lot to give though, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he was probably still working and stuff. I don't know. He wasn't like in the streets still, right? Like he had moved on way beyond, like he was like doing like productions and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, definitely, he was on stage and everything. So I don't know. It's one of them 2020 conundrums.
Man. One of those 2020 conundrums, man. Well, one of the other things I wanted to kind of do tonight, because we don't have a plan, just so everybody else, we don't have a fucking plan at all. We're just, we're just chilling. We got about an hour and a half. We're going to watch the midnight thing happen together. We're going to just kick it. We're going to talk about, I'm going to probably get drunk and start rambling and get, and I told Lavis, I was like, dude, it's on you. You got to keep shit together tonight. I'm letting loose. You understand?
Right.
So look, we're gonna be fine and all that. But cheers to everybody at home, and cheers to everybody that has been hanging out with us in the live streams, because that was the streaming in 2020, man, was huge for this channel and for this community. And I don't think we necessarily fully understood like what was happening as it was happening, but now it's like much later and we're just like, yo, like this was wild, man, right?
Yeah, most definitely. A whole roller coaster of a year, dude. Like, there's a lot of things that happened that we didn't see coming, and there's a lot of things that we saw coming that still didn't believe it happened.
Right.
So just but at the same time, we made it through. You know, all of us here who are watching right now, sitting right now, we made it through. You know what I'm saying? So
we did make it through
next year.
What's up, Drunk? And yes, this stream is terrible. Happy to have you here too. Hey, Happy New Year to you, Drunk. In all seriousness, Happy New Year. I thought your stream was pretty awesome, man. I hope you're wherever you're at. I hope you're having a good night. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much what brought you in, I think, right? Was the streaming. The basically like just kind of getting in there and hanging out with us every day, and then you got connected with some folks that were doing the After Dark thing, and then it kind of went from there.
Well, when the whole pandy thing happened, we had to do the quarantine, and we had the quarantine chat when we were doing the watch parties.
Yes,
so
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, we was hanging out doing this every week, even if it was just two of us, we were still doing it. And I was like, we should just have a show where we do this. We just all hang out and talk about this type of stuff and have fun. And so, he mentioned it to you, and we did some stuff back when we had the Patreon.
Yeah, man. And that was Ken, right? That was like when Ken was around and all that, right? Yeah, man.
Yeah, stuff. So that was definitely one of my most favorite streams, I'll have to say. We actually for real drank on stream.
Yo, you talking about the very first one?
Yeah, dude. The very first one.
Okay, so the fucking first string, dude. The first stream for me, you have to understand, guys, that like from my perspective here, like basically Ken came to me, okay, and was like, hey man, we have this chat, we have really great chemistry and all this, you know what I mean? We want to turn this into a show. Was basically what he said, okay? And then I'm like, okay, cool. I look at the chat, okay, and I got fucking terrified because the chat is ridiculous. Yeah. Like you guys are just look, you're turned up or whatever. It's cool. I think a lot of that was like you guys were. It was like late at night and shit, and everybody was just like,
we were sitting back, having fun, drinking, watching, and we wouldn't even be watching the movie half the time. We would sync up, and even if it was Black Panther, Civil War, it wouldn't matter. By like 25 to 30 minutes in, we were talking about everything else from food to our favorite whiskeys to our favorite stories. We were just talking. So I'm pretty sure when you popped in a couple times, it was probably dreadful.
Yeah. Well, so then we go from that, right, where I'm like, because my immediate impression was like, yo, these dudes better. And then you guys did that stream, and I think because you were nervous, I know particularly a couple of people, but I think that because some people were nervous, they got a little extra toasty. Yeah.
It wasn't really that good of a day all the way around between work and then my computer had just came in on that day, so I had to rush to go get it to come back to set it up, and it's just nerve wracking. So I like that was the chill moment. That was the chill time, and
it wasn't chill for me.
We chilled.
It wasn't chill for me, motherfucker. I was like, yo, I was like, okay, what do I do? I was like, okay, I'm not gonna smash it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just put the kibosh on it, but we need it. I was like, it's got a lot of work. I was like, we need to do a lot of work. Basically, I was like, we can't just we can't do what we're doing tonight. Basically, it's like, we can't just get on camera.
Well, not at that point.
No, I mean, like, we've earned tonight. You know what I mean? But like, just saying, like, the show couldn't be y'all just like getting on there and being fucked up, right? So I was like, okay, how do we?
He's like,
yeah.
I was wondering if he was going to pull the plug.
Oh, I know. Everybody thought I was going to pull the plug. It was crazy, y'all. Hey, Al, it was a $9,000 computer, just so you know. But same thing. Okay.
I heard 10K too. So
I mean, at that point, who cares, right? But
right.
Anyway, R.I.P. Speaking about R.I.P. Yo, but yeah, so that was like, I was like, I don't know about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, not your fault at all, but a little bit of like, I don't know about this guy too, because
Well, yeah, I was new.
You had
First time ever on
exactly. Well, the whole reason we had, you know what I mean? The whole reason we were talking was that you were a part of that group, and honestly, I came to find out later that you were the ideas guy of that whole thing. Yeah. But at first, like, Ken was I thought Ken and, you know, Tara were maybe the idea people, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, and Lavis is just this guy they love that they want to bring along. I was like, that's cool. But then I kind of came to find out that I didn't trust Lavis at first either. Al with the confession.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh,
no, he totally
shit. What's up with that? Did he tell you about that? Tell me about that. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
Yeah, he totally told me about that. I mean, so a little bit after that first stream was when he actually joined in. So, yeah, he didn't know me at all. He didn't know me from Adam. So, you know, and he, you know, Ken was supposed to be a part of it, but then, you know, Ken had other endeavors that he was going off to go do. So it was kind of just him, and then, you know, we had someone else join between Tara and I. So it's like he doesn't know about any of us for real, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, he didn't know how to take it at first because he didn't want to kind of try to like come in and be like, okay, this is what we need to do with the show and blah, 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 blah. But he was really relieved to find out that we was like, nah, like for real, we're glad you're here.
Well, the other side of that too was that Al was and I were having conversations, right? Because shit was going crazy.
Right, yeah.
And then like Al's trying to talk, because basically everybody thought I was just being the big bag Josh, which sometimes I can be, just so, you know what I mean? Like just being honest, like sometimes I can be. But most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's just a misunderstanding because I can seem really crass. You know what I mean? So everybody thought I was going to pull the plug at any second. And I was really irritated. And then Al, the whole reason Al was involved, I think, we're really talking out of class here, bro. But the whole reason that that he was involved, I think, was that they wanted someone to parlay with me, basically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then, like, me and Al would talk about shit because he's my fucking guy. And then, you know, we would figure it out. But I was so happy that you guys connected because I trust him so much that it was really cool that, like, that you were sort of a surrogate, you know, I trust you as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was most definitely like, and that happened again, like by accident. And, you know, zoom forward actually from there. That happened more when we decided, you know, this is our show. We get to do what we want with it. And we started spitting out ideas at that moment. And a lot of the ideas we had were just the same ideas, maybe said a little differently, maybe tweaked a little different way. So we might like take and grab from each other at that point. And it was just completely organic.
Yeah.
And then when you messed up and made us live on DC Fandom,
that was such a okay, so let's talk about that. That's such a good. I love that you said it that way too, because I did. You know, it's honest, right? But I'm a type of guy, and this is the type of philosophy we have, right? Is that like we knew after a while that it was live. Once we saw the numbers ticking up, we were like, oh shit, it's live, and then it was just like, let's just go with it. You know what I mean? And you guys handled it like pros. So basically, like what Lavis is talking about is the show was being broadcast to members only for a long time, for like 3-5 weeks or something like that.
I want to say altogether it had to be about 6 to 8 weeks. There was somewhere within that.
Yeah, we were incubating it. Yeah, so we didn't decide that it was ready, but then Adam and I did, well, it was a lot of people that popped in actually, but we did the huge stream for DC Fandom, which was fan-fucking-tastic. You know, shout out to DC Fandom, shout out to DC just in general for having a good year and giving us something to really, that was the first like really cool nerdy fucking thing all year, man. It was awesome, you know?
Yeah.
But to
brought us out of a lot of stuff.
For sure. But to circle the point, like basically when Al and Lavis went live that Saturday, I fucked up and put them live. And they had a massive stream because we had just done this huge fandom stream. So people just kind of came in and y'all did great. You know what I mean? And then we were like, fuck it, you're a live show now.
Right, pretty much. It looks like how we knight Nerdvengers. You know, you're a Nerdvenger now. It's like I see T-Rev with the purple titty.
Yo, we are gonna go over. We're definitely go over super chats and all that. We're just kind of chilling. We're kicking back, ladies and gentlemans. Just going through the 2020 biz. Yeah,
that night was crazy though. Like, because we were used to, at that point, you know, our minds were a little made up on, okay, we were going to do the members only, and, you know, they could see us, but then, you know, they'd have to join to do the chat is what it was. So we were just used to about like 50, 60 people being in there on a normal basis. So it was kind of crazy when we're watching and it's going up, it's like 100, and then we start seeing people that aren't members popping in. So, you know, we got really excited after that, kind of amped us up and made us want to be pretty much better streamers from that point, you know, and we enjoyed the interaction with the people, and still, you know, to this day we still do. So that was just, I say, you know, you messed up, but it was the best mistake you could make for
sure. Well, also y'all made a shit ton of money that night. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty cool. So, you know, look. You did. Y'all did. And honestly, and the thing is, honestly, After Dark has always had like a nice support. I don't know. I almost feel like the vision for having like the network and really having diversified content, After Dark is like the antithesis of that in some ways. So I think like people like just like, dude, like there's so much love for the show, and it's been really cool watching, you know, you and Al grow as content creators, and you're so like, I can trust you. You don't understand what that's like for me, because I am constantly worrying about every fucking thing, right? And there would be a lot of weeks where like I just had to, even though I wasn't doing After Dark, I had to watch After Dark, because you remember that thing remember one of the things that happened that we don't talk about, but I got really mad about, the music thing. Oh, so because of things like that, I had to watch, right? But then eventually it became one of those things where I was like, I can trust these dudes. You know what I mean? So you guys, like, that's so fucking cool, man, you know?
We had our learning curves, you know what I'm saying? We were still young in the game, but we grew up.
Yeah, man.
And here we are, you know? And I see my main, Al Shula, in the chat.
Yeah, what's up, Al? Al, you better make it through, you motherfucker. I know he's going to. I know he's going to. Cheers, Al. Cheers. Cheers. This is the way, Meng. We need Meng Gang shirts, by the way. We got to get that going on.
Totally need to get those going on. I'll have to get me one of those for sure.
Wait a minute. Stormy just said, "Why do I have a green badge? I've been here since day one." Yo, why do you have a green badge? That is weird. Shout out to my to the Diamond Badge members as well. It's good shit.
Yes, that's good. Those look great too.
They do look great.
Especially that. Looks amazing just seeing them pop in all these colors.
Yeah, it's cool, right? It's cool.
Yeah, like we've totally grown. I remember when we were doing the Saturday, you know, the streams from the Nerdvengers, and we were talking about the colors we wanted and all of the emojis and stuff like that. And then, you know, here we are again, months later, and we got all sorts of different Nerdvengers popping in, and just all the love.
Yeah,
man.
The love really is real. It's so cool, you know. It's been real. I think towards the end of the year too, and with, you know, the holidays and everything that's been going on, I've just received a lot of love, a lot of love.
Yeah.
And I've watched you guys receive a lot of love over the past couple of weeks, man, and it's really cool, you know. It to even be involved with like a thing that, you know, can create those kind of positive experiences for people in a very negative year.
Yeah. And I'm glad we were kind of a lighthouse for people. You know, they had a place to go, and not only just a place to go, but a place to go to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? We weren't,
for sure.
We weren't judgy. If they didn't agree, you know, if we didn't agree, then we just didn't agree. We didn't try to shame you or, you know, something like that because you didn't like what we liked or how we liked it or knew what we knew.
Yeah, man.
Like most other people do. So it's just keeping it real like that is real important.
Well, I think to touch on that too, because it's interesting that you say that, because I've thought a lot about, I've been like meditating a lot in these last couple of days about what happened in 2020, because like honestly, like our channel, like this live channel and this community and whatever, like has really exploded in some pretty like kind of crazy ways. And the thing that I think is so cool is that the brand, like what we stand for, is sort of a nuanced, not sexy idea, right? Like, be into what you're into, and we're gonna just try to be really, really respectful. And really, it's almost like my concept on this is almost like super extreme compassion to different perspectives, right? And that like is hard, especially with the internet nowadays. You know, people just want to be like, you know. And I think the reason that we've been able to have these ideas connect with people is because of the live streaming format. There is something about spending genuine time with people and getting to know them and feeling like, seriously, like feeling their energy. Like when people watch you and Al, like they can feel your energy, and the energy is on brand. You know what I mean? Right. And like what y'all say and like what y'all talk about is on brand, and the way you do it is on brand. It's like we're creating this culture that I've always wanted to do, but like it's always been hard. Like with, I'm sorry, I gotta ramble for just a little bit. So like in the main with a solo video, I've talked to you about this before, but we'll do fuck it, we'll do it live. Fuck it. So
let's go.
Okay, with a video, this is what happens with a video. You sit back, you make the video, and then you release it. And despite all of your best intentions, despite everything you want the video to mean to people, it goes out there and it hits them in a very individual way. Like the data on YouTube videos is really weird. Like it's actually something that's mostly watched alone. Most people watch YouTube alone. And they mostly watch YouTube in very intimate settings, actually. It's very interesting. So, like, with a video, you make this point, and really, all these external factors, like their mood, their political leanings, their personality traits, you know, whatever. They eat a Snickers or not, you know? All that shit affects the way the content hits them. And it makes it difficult, especially when you're trying to do what we're trying to do, which is, hey, here's a little bit of what these people think. Here's a little bit of what these people think. Maybe somewhere in the middle. Let's all just get along. That message, it just infuriates both sides when it's a video. Because what they hear is only the opposite thing, right?
Right.
So like
they hear the thing they disagree.
Right. They exactly. They only see like what they disagree with. That's what like stands out to them. But in a live stream, probably the same thing happens, but then when they say it or whatever, and we can get like feedback and talk about it in the moment, like like it creates a like a totally different thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah, because they get that live interaction. They don't get to walk away with their own opinion or go into the comments and be infuriated because you might have said connective tissue too much. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You get to say it. You get to troll them, and you know, in the moment, you get to troll them back, and they get to see, you know, that you.
That's my favorite part, to be honest. Sorry, go ahead.
That's what it is. Well, you know, you're right. You know, you get to see that, you know, you talk to flesh and blood people. Is what it is. You know, you see a person that's on video or whatever, you know, you could yell at it all day or say whatever, even in the comments, and not get anything back. But when you see that you put something in the chat and it gets singled out, a person, it does something to your mind, you know, in a good way, especially if you get singled out in a good way. It does something good for you.
And sometimes, I mean, I've been kind of mean, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, if it's real.
That's the thing,
real,
though. It's like, you know? I think there's a difference between being mean and being shitty. And I think far too many people today, motherfuckers on, oh man, wait a little further in the bottle and then we'll start naming names. But motherfuckers out there on the internet, they're so convinced that being nice makes it okay for them to be shitty. Oh my God, there's so many nice shitty motherfuckers out there, Lavis. You know what I mean? fuck you and your niceness. You know what I mean?
Right. Most
And
definitely.
then there are people that are assholes that are nice. That's what I mean. Sorry, go ahead.
So you hustle Mandalorian. Said, "Yeah, blick the haters." Exactly. You gotta blick the haters.
Indeed.
But yeah, I mean, there's a difference. Well, there's a difference between being mean and just being honest. You know what it is? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can say something and it's honest, and it's just the unadulterated truth, and they take it as it being mean.
True.
But in the moment, thinking about it, it's like, nothing he said was false. So obviously there's something in there that I need to work on.
True.
And, for the real people that do that, other people, they lash out, and, that's where some of these trolls come from. You call them out and they try to come back at you a little harder, but at the same time, they're not going to come back with that real truth that everybody's looking for. So as soon as they see that, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's over
at that. You want.
So let me ask you something, man. Just because I know you're sort of on the outside of the Star Wars thing, like we sort of brought you in with Mando and all that, but like you don't really know about like Fandom Menace and all that stuff, right?
No, yeah, that stuff is kind of, I don't know. I feel like I want to say it happened before I came in, because I hear you guys talk about it as if it's like a past thing. So I'm kind of in limbo with that. I don't know if that's like something that's still going on. I'm not entirely sure if that's a person or group of people. I'm still a little.
So I'm confused. I'm just interested in, and I want to ask the chat this too, and I want to see what you guys are saying. I'm just interested in what people have been thinking over the last couple of days, because the situation with Pablo notwithstanding, there's also this whole other side of this, which is like the thing that I'm finding so interesting is there are people that just can't like let it go, and they seem to be so blinded by, I don't know, PTSD from the fan war or whatever. And I'm just wondering from your perspective, like, what have you been seeing out there online? Did you watch the stream with Theory and them?
Yeah, no. I did.
What do you think?
To me, I really feel like it's it could have went a couple different ways depending on how people handled it. And I really think at this point it's probably getting blown a little out of proportion. It's not something that should have gone, I think, as far as it's gone here lately in the past couple days. And it's kind of, I guess, a little sad to see, because you guys were so happy just like a week ago as a collective. And and I was actually, I commented on the last After Dark that we had. I was happy to be a new Star Wars fan and be able to celebrate that with you guys. And then here it is, we got somebody who was at the top tier, and they're not upholding that where they are. They're being little kids about it, about somebody who shared something that they felt very deeply about, that they probably had a hand in creating for them. You know what I mean? So just to see that it kind of made that turn for you guys so quickly, I really don't know how to take that kind of I guess that community, you know what I mean? Because you don't see that in DC and Marvel and stuff like that. We have our things that we do like, we don't like, but for some reason we still manage to meet in the middle and be like, yeah, you're right about that. And it's just, you guys are just hardcore, which is at the same time it's good though, because you pick a side at least. You guys are light side or dark side. You know what I mean? If it's y'all there's no in between on that when it comes to you guys. But I don't know. It's something I hope doesn't really carry too much further into the next year. I think at some point somebody needs to be the bigger person and just either ignore it, or or lean into it and turn it into a positive and be looked at it that way, for being the person that brought it back. At this point, I think it's a balance of who's going to bring it back from here. Is Disney going to be the one to bring it back, or the people who are being pushed on right now, the ones to bring it back and be like, you know what, we don't need this, and we're going to focus on it in a positive manner and lean into it and laugh.
Well, that's the thing.
And I can't wait to see you guys get back to that.
Yeah, well, okay, so that's, there's a lot of good stuff that you just said there. So I think the number one thing for me, man, is that if we can't walk away from 2020 without some compassion and empathy, then I really just don't know. Like, I struggle with the people that in earnest have watched what went down over the past couple of days and watched that stream last night. Like, I struggle with if you really in earnest watched that stream last night, how could you walk away with anything but positive feelings unless you have something really negative going on inside of you? You know what I mean? One of the things that they said in this Netflix, John, which was funny because like it actually hit to me. I was like, damn, that's fucking true. But it was like the chick from SNL, Leslie, whatever. She's like all crazy, eccentric.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she has the hair like all crazy and all that. So anyway, she does a thing where she says, she's talking about like the far left and the far right, and she's talking about how like both of them just seem so sad that you want to vomit. And I think about these people, bro, and it's like the type of person that could like watch a stream like that, and like we just went through this whole year, and them to literally just be like, no, I will not normalize these people. It's like, what are you talking? Like, I just don't understand that. I'm not. I just don't get it, man. You know, if anything, if these two dudes, like if Theory and Jeremy having a conversation, and let's just say even having a relationship, if it made even a 0.001% positive change in the content on the internet, which seems crazy, but is actually possible. Both of those dudes have a lot of influence. You know what I mean? So if you could make a 0.001% like lean, like literally 0.001% of all Fandom Menace videos just a little bit more positive, 0.001 of all like the rest of people's shit just a little bit more positive, maybe we don't go after each other as much. I still think that's a win. And so I don't understand people, man, that are just like, you know what I mean? But that's just me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just, I would probably take a page from your book. You know, that's just something that if it doesn't resonate with you and you don't understand it, it's probably not meant for you to understand. It's meant for you to move on from and focus on the things that you do understand. And maybe you'll be able to touch that person because your understanding of something will help them to understand.
True.
Now, I don't think that's something that probably you would have said, but you probably would have said it differently.
No, but I feel what you're saying. I understand the spirit of what you're saying. Yeah. Leslie, that's her. Yeah,
Leslie Jones.
I gotta adjust your.
Somebody with the last name Jones.
I gotta adjust your camera. Something's happening in the Matrix, my friend. Your shit got up.
Yeah, man. Nah, you know how it is. I already told you earlier with Wallace, man. Messed up.
Okay, we got it.
He had to charge his phone, so he wanted to unplug my batteries from my good camera.
Wallace and Chet, man, like I swear to God, like these people, they are the imposters. They're just up in here.
We should have never trusted Chet to.
I know he has an enormous amount of power for someone we pay $0.25 a day.
It's
I've
true,
been thinking about that actually. I was like, I don't know about this. Like, we need to.
We're gonna have to give him a commercial.
Yeah.
You know, so especially if it's $0.25 a day.
Yeah, we should probably. Yeah.
That's all he needs to eat.
Yeah, we should put him on or something, huh?
Yeah, we need somebody to give us some original music, really sad, like how they do for the dogs.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yo, let's talk about a couple more things in 2020. Then we'll start reading super chats and we'll get ready. By that time, we'll probably be ready for like the ball and all that.
Yeah.
So, with regards to 2020, one of the big stories is actually kind of like a non-story. It's the fact that Marvel took a whole goddamn year off.
Didn't they?
How do you feel?
I mean, I feel like it was still probably well deserved, but damn, like we should have got something. Like, I was at least looking forward to like WandaVision or something like that, but that even got pushed back. So I don't know. They deserved it. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Marvel the entire time, the entire 10 years that they gave us. I can honestly say that all of their movies for the past 10 years when the pandy hit got us through that 2 months. So, and you know, by the very last
y'all went hard on those movies,
Endgame.
Bro. Yeah, that is
we watched every one
what
of
keeps
them.
happening with this camera? Yo, but so this is what's funny about this. Y'all went so hard that like it made it feel worse to me because you went through the whole goddamn MCU and the pandy was still going on. I was like, what is happening? I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah.
By the way, this is tobacco. I'm just for legal, so I'm gonna hit this. But yeah, keep going.
Right. But yeah, so they took that whole year off. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them. So I'm hoping that when they come back next year, they come back strong and keep pushing and keep giving us all the stuff that we've been asking for. And I'm hoping that the whole year off they were able to maybe condense that timeline maybe a little bit so they can probably squeeze some more stuff in there. So we start getting some mutants. Maybe we'll see the X-Men real soon. They're already talking about Fantastic Four. So I mean, and they weren't talking about that at all. If Marvel had this year on, we probably, wouldn't have heard too much about Fantastic Four till maybe another year or so.
Yeah, that's very
probably
possible.
gave them the time.
Yeah.
To work on, then they got the whole lineup for their streaming and everything going on now. So you're getting a lot of different properties all year.
Dude, yeah, but
it's gonna make up for it.
I remember, man, like the thought of Marvel taking a year off. I was like if you would have like honestly, dude, like people don't understand like we make so much of what we do. It's talk about Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. and look, yeah. I love Star Wars.
That's what drew me in.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I love Star Wars, and I'm a Star Wars guy, but we make more money on Marvel, 100%. Like, it'll just always be that way, in my opinion, probably. Marvel's more of a lifestyle brand. The ads are better. The CPMs are better, blah, blah, blah. Bro, if you would have told me last year, oh, hey, by the way, guy, I know, because I used to talk about 2020 vision, dude. I used to be like 2020 vision.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
Mm-hmm. I remember that. All of us were.
Fuck.
I think I even made a Facebook post about 2020 was going to be the vision for like everything. And
then a bird flew and shit in our eyeballs. Just right in our eyeballs. I was like, oh, I can't see anything.
The domino effect.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It's just crazy, man. Very, very horrible. Very, very horrible. But again, we try to focus on the good stuff that came out of this year.
And thank you for that. And speaking about the good stuff, the one thing that's wild is like Marvel can actually benefit a lot from this time, and I think they have, bro. Like, so they've been kind of. Yeah, I'm interested because you watch this, dude. It's like we have a conversation all the time, but it's like we never really get to like, you know what I mean? So you tell me, like, what do you think about all this multiverse shit? We've been talking about it a lot. Like, where's your head at with that?
I think that they're gonna try to pull something. I'll say it this way: if Disney was able to hide the fact that they did anything with Luke Skywalker on The Mandalorian, and here it is, Marvel had an entire year off, barely said anything, and left us with a bunch of rumors that are just kind of now being confirmed. Who knows what this, especially, something like Spider-Man is going to be like. And it seems like, again, they have their ducks in a row. They're even, they got a Hawkeye together. When we were talking about, I think, either the end of last year or the very beginning of this year, we were talking about there could possibly be no Hawkeye at all. So, yeah, with this multiverse stuff that's going on and how they changed that up with between the directors and who's directing it now, and Wanda messing it up, and then they changed the timeline on that to where before it was supposed to be WandaVision, and then we're supposed to get the Multiverse of Madness. Now we're getting WandaVision, and then a whole year of it being messed up.
I'm so glad you brought glad you brought that up, because here's the thing that like nobody's talking about, but it's so obvious. Michael Keaton Batman made Feige change the plan. The deal, right? Exactly, dude. I remember when I did that cut and I had him on the regulators, John, and I thought it was so dope, and nobody cared. Like nobody gave a fuck. I told you guys on the chat, I was like, "Yo, check this shit out. This edit's cool," and the people were just like, "Yeah, whatever." John. But yeah, man, like he, White Shug was working this year, bro.
Rearranged the whole game when they saw that DC was trying to clap back.
He rearranged the whole game. He
wasn't going to sit back no more.
Bro. And from what we've heard, Sam Raimi was integral in bringing a lot of these people back. So you got to wonder. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you got to wonder, what exactly did push Scott Derrickson out? Like, did Feige just... Because Feige worked with Sam on the Spider-Man movies. Back when Feige wasn't nobody, you know what I mean? You gotta wonder. You gotta wonder about that.
I know. I thought about that too when I heard that they switched the directors on there, and I think that it was just because, like we said, DC started clapping back, and So we got to think of it this way. By the time you and I hear about stuff like this, it's probably already been circulating in the business world for a while. So you got to think White Suge probably already knew that DC was going to be popping off in that kind of way. So that's why when we first heard about him changing directors with Scott Derrickson to Sam Raimi, we should have already been looking at that then and being like, So now here it is that we see that DC started popping up with what they were doing on Fandom, and now Marvel took the whole year off and rearranged a whole bunch of different things. I think that they're trying to make sure that they stay ahead of the curve. I know Al, whenever he talks about Marvel versus DC, and we got to remember too, DC's not it's Warner Brothers, but they're owned by AT&T now, and they've been doing a lot of different stuff with Batman. Batman's popping up everywhere. They threw him in the last episode of Batwoman before it changed its direction. They put him in. They're bringing the Snyder Cut back. All these different changes started happening when AT&T came through, and now we got J.J. Abrams over there and the Bad Robot collaborations and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot more stuff that we're probably not hearing that he probably does know about. That it's like, okay, we got to rearrange this game plan. So if DC is able to pull any of this out of the hat, we make sure we're on our game. But DC is still worrying me because I didn't like Wonder Woman 84 to the point where it made me look at Wonder Woman. I didn't like Wonder Woman, but it made me like Wonder Woman and appreciate that movie was better than 84 was. So
84,
I don't know
is
what it is.
84 is pretty bad, but the thing is, like, I don't know how many of you guys were there with us when we watched 84. Because, like, if you watched 84 with us, then you know exactly why I can't do reviews and reactions anymore. Because I'm just too much of a softie, bro. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is very nice. I'm getting a lot of good feelings in my heart. And I'm not noticing how, like, she ain't fighting. You know what I mean? Like, and all this other stuff. So it's like, I get wrapped up in the things, whatever. So, anyway.
Right.
Anyway.
I don't know. I mean, people probably liked that movie. I guess the people who probably did like it were the ones who like, I guess, I'm not going to say Gal Gadot, but at least Wonder Woman for that character, for who she is. I guess from what you've gotten in the past, she's still kind of mysterious. And so when you get to see her movies, it's like, okay, well, that's probably why she was the way she was in BVS and blah, 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 blah. But I even take all that in consideration. And then I look at how the movie was put together. There's so many things in that movie that I could point out why I don't like it, that when people who do like it rewatch it, it'll spoil it for them. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see what he means here. When she's running and she just looks like she's just so unbothered by the situation that she's in, Like she's over here just pushing these cars like it's nothing. And she just looks bored and she's just looking to the left like, oh, okay, let me throw this over here. Oh, what are you doing? And then she rips the steering wheel off and it's like, oh, the brakes still work. Yeah, but when you hit the brakes, it's going to like crash the car. Like, what are you doing? Like you're still kind of killing people when you're trying to act like you ain't killing nobody. It's just, I don't know.
The thing that I was just talking to somebody about this today. I was just talking about this to someone today. I said, Patty, it's so funny because Patty has said in defense of the film, and I've seen like Grace talk about this too, that it's comic book accurate. But here's the thing. Only portions of it are comic book accurate. Like, sure, Diana has a big fucking heart. So does Superman. Like, she also kicks a bunch of ass, dude. Like, she's also kind of incredible. So, I don't know. It's like, I just feel as though that's a weird cop-out. Let me ask you this. This is just going back to the MCU stuff. Trinity had this crazy theory, but the more that time goes on, the more I think it could be true. Do you think James Gunn went to be a sleeper agent for Feige at DC?
I've considered that, and I always throw this up. This is a good thing that happened for me in 2020. I actually had a brief little Twitter conversation with him about something, not even related to the movies. And it kind of made me look, into him, how he is as a person. And while I do want to say, yeah, that's a possibility. Maybe, he's playing it off very well. But I think they had honest differences with whatever happened with them kicking him off or however that happened. And he just went with the next best opportunity that was in line with what he was trying to do. It happened to be over at DC. But now he's coming back. They made amends and all that, so he can do Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, perhaps he could have turned him. Maybe that wasn't the original intention. So I'm not trying to be like, well, no, he's not capable of doing that. He's totally capable of doing that. But they either could have played it very well or played it afterwards or not at all.
What if
But
Feige was just
strong vibes
like, you know what I mean? Like, but what if they were just chilling or something, and Feige's just like, oh, so like, what did they tell you? Like, what's going on or whatever? And then, James has no idea, right? Because he just thinks Feige's like a total sweetheart, and then he's like telling him stuff.
Right.
And the machine inside Feige's, like White Shug, is basically like, these motherfuckers. And here's another question.
Right.
Do you think it's possible that DC knew or found out about the Secret Wars plan, and then they did the multiverse stuff in response to that?
I wouldn't be surprised, because if you think about it, you were even talking about them doing all of that, and it was kind of like almost the next obvious move for them. So maybe they kind of got the actual confirmation where we were just getting the rumors. But at the same time, though, for DC, it was kind of their only play that they had. And I think I was talking about this at one point on After Dark, where it's kind of the only play they have to where they don't play catch up, to where they just meet them at a point and then move forward from there. They tried to do that catch up thing when they tried to do the DCEU, and that's why it didn't work. And it would have been better. I think I said it'd been better if they did it in reverse, instead of trying to give us Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, but maybe give us Wonder Woman, but they should have gave us some of the other untouched properties a little bit, kind of like how Marvel did if they wanted to play the catch up, but give it to us in groups. So instead of us seeing Cyborg and Flash in single movies, put them both in a movie, or I think it's actually easier to pair up Green Lantern and Flash. Do it like that, and then you sprinkle in Batman and Superman on through. So I think that's kind of what they're trying to do now with their multiverse. Instead of them going through and giving you all of the Batman and all of the Superman and shoving it in your face, just sprinkle it through and get some of these untouched properties out there and get them embossed, because you're going to watch it because you hear there's a cameo of Batman in it, be it Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, whoever it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go watch that if I hear either one of those two people are rumored to be in it. So I think they're just going to sprinkle it through, probably pay off some of this Snyder Cut stuff, and hopefully from there I'll just leave it blank to where they can catch up. But again, not too hopeful with watching Wonder Woman 84. I thought from the previews that I saw, I liked the movie, and then watching it as a whole, So I'm hoping that they come back strong.
Well, there's the thing, right? So the only thing that I would say about that is that I noted. Did you see that Zach? By the way, Zach is really, really good. By the way, cheers, everybody! Happy New Year. We will go over super chats in just a little bit. We're blabbering a little.
We got time.
We got time, man. Up early in the morning. Anyway, this movie. So Zach today posted a picture of Wonder Woman, okay, and it's Wonder Woman from from his cut. And so the thing is, man, if you really get into the whole social media clicky kind of Snyder Cut thing, a lot of those people, they don't support that movie because of Jeff Johns' involvement and the fact that it comes from that side of the studio. Because Wonder Woman 84, even the people that like it, and there are so many, I love the Wonder Woman fans, and I think Wonder Woman is such a great character. I'm a huge fan myself, and so I love the Wonder, as a her mythology and shit, as a character is awesome. And I think it was brilliant that AT&T and Jason and everybody over there just greenlit it right away, because that's the thing, she is an icon. The next one is a value, it's a valuable asset, no matter what. But I think people in that fandom are very willing to just let this one go, because they recognize with the Snyder Cut happening this year and all of that, there's clearly a new direction and sort of a new team, you know what I mean, in charge. So to your point about being nervous about all the other stuff, I would, I don't, just keep Jeff Johns away is my opinion.
Well, I got a question for you. So since you have a distaste for 84, which was done by Patty Jenkins, and she's slated to do the Rogue Squadron movie. First, I think you guys were, happy. Oh, Patty Jenkins is great, blah, blah, blah. But now with this movie being what it is, how do you feel about her having any attachment to Rogue Squadron? Do you still feel confident she'll pull that movie through?
Yeah,
or
no, I mean, it's a
you think
good
you'll get a
question, and
repeat?
it's funny because I saw people bringing this up, and I was like, I thought it was so weird, like,
have you?
yeah, like people were, I'm gonna pin that if y'all want to hit the Discord. So I saw that and I found it really interesting, and then people were hitting me up about it, and to me, it was like, damn, people really don't like this movie, dude. Like, dude, like
Right.
I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, it's good, it's good. It's not great. I was like, it's a C+, whatever, and
Right.
people hitting me up like, bro, we got it. Like, people are always hitting me up to do stupid shit, but people were like, you got to use your influence, bro. You can't let Patty do the Star Wars, bro. And I'm
Right.
like, dude,
Yeah.
get out of here. She's great. You know what I mean? And I think, too, if you look at both films, the best character in those movies is Steve Trevor. And that is not a knock on Wonder Woman. Like,
Yeah.
she's incredible, but Steve is the lifeblood of those movies, which is why, like, they bring him back. But I thought it was so weird the way they did it. Anyway,
Me too.
The reason Steve is such a good character is because she is writing her father every time she writes Steve, because her father was the fighter pilot that died, in service.
Right.
And because Steve is such a good character, and I can tell it comes from a place of passion, and she's like doing it through her heart. When she said the video that she did on Twitter, have you seen it? The video that she did? She talked about her dad a little bit. She talked about wanting to make the greatest fighter pilot movie ever, and she now gets to do it with Star Wars.
No,
you should check it out. It's great.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'll check that out.
when I saw that, I was like, oh, man, here's a lady that's going to put her guts into this. You know what I mean? And I think
Right.
she's very talented.
Right.
So I'm not worried at all. You know what I mean? Is my honest answer. Yeah, not worried at all.
Okay, well, I'll give you that then. I mean, I don't know. I was watching some of the
My contemporaries do not feel the same. Just,
I'm sure, yeah. Well,
no.
I watched some of the interviews she had when she was doing Wonder Woman 84, and she kind of, had a little piece of herself again that she threw in there too. And
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know Al's definitely one of the people who's like, nah, keep her away.
Oh, is he
I don't
really?
want
Well, guess
to
what,
do
Al?
her.
You got the Rona, motherfucker! You ain't in here! So it's a pro Patty stream tonight.
Oh man, I've watched. She's gonna magically get better by Saturday, or we're gonna do afternoon. And he's
He's about to get magically better in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Right. He's gonna be calling in
Right.
here on the
Right?
Discord
He's
in
gonna
a
be
minute.
like, Patty's
Yeah.
gonna go with Kathy too. Like that. Kinda like that.
I don't know. Rumor is he might sound a little like Darth Vader.
Oh shit! He sounds like Darth
Yeah, just a
Vader,
little
huh?
bit.
That's kind of dope, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's how I thought about it too. It kind of works together.
You know that was a scuba thing and all that? Darth Vader?
Really?
Yeah. You know the thing that's funny about Vader, bro, is like, I love Darth Vader and I love Star Wars, but I was actually one of the kids that, like, when I first saw Darth Vader, I was like, he kind of looks silly. Like,
Well,
I didn't
yeah.
think he looked that dope, though.
I think it's the cape for most people. You throw a cape on almost anything, and it kind of just makes it look better. I'm not sure if it's because of the analogy of sweeping stuff under the rug. So it's like kind of throwing a cape over some.
Yeah, the cape goes a long way. I actually find him more intimidating nowadays. Maybe it's just like my bizarre life that is so attached to Star Wars now. But like nowadays, like I find the whole thing terrifying. But like when I was younger or whatever, I was like, who's this big, stupid, black fucking face plastic bullshit eyeball bulging motherfucker? You know what I mean? I was like, this dude ain't nothing.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right.
Anyway.
Why does it terrify you now? Like, because you know the actual.
Because I think about Anakin. Because honestly, there's nothing more terrifying. Like, here's the thing. You know why it terrifies me, really? There's nothing more terrifying than a person that has no line. You know, like sometimes, like if you're around people that you know just have no line, you're always on edge. You're like, I don't know what this dude's gonna do. You know what I mean? And Anakin is that dude with also like godlike powers. So, and like the way I see the suit now, like when I look at Vader, I like the fact that it does look ridiculous actually makes me feel more bad for Anakin and makes me think like I don't know, like there's like a totally different thing going on in my brain now when I look at Vader. You know what I mean? But back then I was like, that's not even that badass. You know what I mean? Like I was like, why do people love this or whatever, you know?
Right, yeah. But then you realize that that's the only thing keeping him alive, and then you get to see him as Anakin, with Hayden Christensen, and he's a handsome gentleman. Yeah. So when you see that he goes from that to getting cut down and have to get put in this plastic suit, it's kind of almost like that Man in the Iron Mask thing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like he doesn't even get to see himself anymore. So that just probably really erases the line altogether.
Yeah, man.
There's no line. Like, why? I don't even have to look at myself. When I look at myself in the mirror, I don't see myself. So why should I?
And he had to get like there was lines like because Theory talks to me a lot about this because like he just gets like so into it or whatever. But he talks about how like homie would get like his shit like his skin like cleaned and like sprayed. I can adjust it if I need to. He gets his shit like sprayed, his skin like sprayed off and like they're like, you know what I mean? Like it's like horrible. Like keeping him alive and stuff is just like horrible. So yeah, he's always like that. Right. Let me ask you this because you talked a little bit about the DC Batman thing. So they did come out with a couple of interesting things. You know what? I want to ask you about the Ray Fisher stuff. We haven't talked about the Ray Fisher stuff. What's your like? Do you know his most recent thing?
No. When Al and I kind of tune that out, we tune it out.
So let me ask you just straight up, bro. Are you on the what side of this are you on? Is he juicy? Is he juicy smell that, or is he? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't really get too much out of the Ray Fisher thing the first time, especially I guess it might have been overshadowed by some of the John Boyega stuff. I think he was going a little more harder than Ray Fisher was. Ray Fisher was trying to like not really blow the whistle, but like put the whistle on the table. It seemed like. So to me, it was kind of I just stopped paying attention. I guess at least to him because he wasn't really saying anything different that was changing the narrative. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, oh yeah, what he said type deal for me. So if he said anything new, I kind of just might. So
let me ask you the real shit, okay? Let me take a swig of this fucking prosecco and let me ask you the real shit before we get canceled. Allow me this one last drink.
I don't know. I think every time you take a drink, the numbers go up. Oh, cool.
We'll just keep going. So here's the real question that I want to know, man. This is really what I think a lot with this situation. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that what Ray dealt with was not really that much different than like what just normal Hollywood horribleness is, okay?
Right.
But my question is, if in the wake of the George Floyd stuff, if he found himself in a situation where he could basically all the shit that had happened before was obviously just it was not okay then, but now it's like really not okay, and he knew that he could then take that moment, right? Because that's like one of the options, right. Okay? So my thing has always been, even if he did that, is that really that bad?
Right.
Like, what do you think about that, honestly?
I mean, no, it's not really all too bad, especially if it's something that you deal with in that occupation on a daily. You know what I'm saying? It's just maybe it's something that, of course, I deal with things at my job that I don't think are too great to deal with, but at the same time, in a professional setting, there's just certain things that you just expect. So, I mean, is it really all that bad? Probably not for real. But is it something that should happen at the same time? That's probably again a probably not thing. But at the same time, they're in a different, like we said, they're in a different world. So they know what they're getting into before they sign those contracts. They know what these people are like before they decide to get on set with them. And like you said earlier, or even your stream, we're dealing with human beings and things can change while you're even in those situations. So you just got to kind of learn how to navigate it. And like I said, the way, like we said, the way he brought it about, it was just normal Hollywood stuff. And maybe it's not something that we completely understand. Maybe they want to change. Well, they'll have to do that on their level.
Yeah.
And I don't think making us abreast of it is really going to make too much of a difference. What are you doing? Are you trying to call out to the cancel culture and be like, oh, well, this is happening, so everybody needs to try to cancel it? or what? You know
I think
what
that's
mean?
exactly
Like,
what it is, though. You know what I mean? So, like, my opinion is, like, yeah, so it's tricky, right? Because, like, yeah, cancel culture sucks, right? But obviously, if, like, let's just say, like, as an example, a weird, far-out example, let's just say somebody was going around cutting off the freaking pinky finger of everybody's left hand. Well, we definitely want to cancel that. That's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even use my pinky, but I'm rather attached to it. The point is, like, if you bring that out far enough, there are examples that it's actually completely justified to cancel someone. So the question becomes, as we reverse back from that, what is acceptable and what is not, right? With Ray, what I can't understand... So the most recent shit is this. The most recent shit is there was an investigation. It looks like there was remedial action, okay? Whatever that means. Remedial action. I think it just means Jeff Johns is going to go away. They're just going to, like, kind of... Like, he's just kind of done. You know what I mean? Like, they're just going to kind of quietly take his name off shit, which is why his name was not attached to the Green Lantern stuff at all. That's pure Greg Berlanti, right? Yeah. Even though on the website... Oh, man. We don't want to go there. Anyway. So that's what I think remedial action means, right? But his most recent shit is he came out on Twitter and said, I will not be in any DC or HBO Max project that's involving Walter Hamada. Brother, Walter Hamada is the president of DC Films.
Right. So, I mean, he just won't be with them.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I was like, okay, that's a nice way of saying it's just not going to work out or whatever. It's definitely a shot, right? It's like a fuck you to Walter Hamada, which seems weird to me because everything I've ever heard about Walter is that he's great. I don't know. I've never heard anything bad about him, but whatever. So that's the move. I'm starting to hear, and you know, whatever, I'm starting to hear, you know, but I'm starting to hear that Hamada could be out, dude. Like, what do you, like, what do you think, dude? Like, what's going on with this situation?
I don't know. It's crazy then. So, I mean, perhaps we're probably looking at it the wrong way because if anything, what have we really heard from Hamada himself? You know, we hearing all these accusations probably thrown toward his way, but I haven't really heard him clap back or say anything either. So if it's getting to the point where you're starting to finally hear little things that are saying that he could be on his way out, I mean, how do we take that? It's like, okay, so did he really do the types of things that's keeping Jeff Johns from wanting to work with him?
Ray said he was the worst kind of enabler. And what I think he means is he's like a sheepdog. Meaning, like, he'll play really, like, he seems really nice. He's the perfect PR angle to come in and cover and smooth things over. I think that's what Ray means. That's interesting, but he needs to clarify that. I don't think it's enough to say he's the worst kind of enabler, like, especially because there's so many questions. Like, bro, if what you're trying to say is, because this is, I think, what he's trying to say. He's like, look, this homie y'all think is cool. He is selling us out. He's been selling us out. That's what I think he's trying to say.
That's what I get from that too, but that's why I say I got more from the John Boyega thing where I feel like it overshadowed him than what he was trying to say, even if he was saying that, because John Boyega came right out and said it. You know, in a more professional way. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was very direct. So that was something like, even if Ray Fisher was talking, it's like John Boyega came and Kanye West and took the mic and was like, "No, this is what the real deal is, and how I feel about it, and it affects everybody else." And you know, I could look at that, but when you're trying to be like, "Oh, well, he's the worst kind of enabler,"
right?
It's like, okay, which one of them winks am I supposed to take and decipher that means that he's, you know, against certain people? You know, like, how am I supposed to take that? You know, or which kind of people? You know, or is it for you, or are you trying to speak up for someone else, but it's not your place, so you're not saying it directly? So what is that? So he's like, what can, you know, and again, or are you trying to use the cancel culture as your own kind of means to an end and make those type of people look into it and be like, oh, this is what Ray Fisher must mean, and then you can be like, oh yeah, that's it, you know. But
bro,
so like I'm saying, you know, when he comes out with stuff, I just
okay.
whatever.
There's
rate.
this shit that happens, and I feel like it almost happens every time that I go to bat for somebody. Every time I go to bat for somebody, and I'm like, they're really not even that bad. Like, everybody needs to chill out. It's almost like they start acting extra, like super out of pocket. Like it happened when I defended Gina, and I love Gina. Like, you know what I mean? Like, love Gina. But like, I defended her, then she starts going like way harder, and I was like, oh, like I'm still with you, but do you fucking have to? You know what I mean? And the same thing with Homie. I was doing videos about him. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Like, I was really trying to, and then he just goes completely ballistic, in my opinion. Like, I just had no idea what the tactic even was anymore. I was like, what are you doing, dude? You want to, you just want to burn the whole thing down? Is that what you want to do? Like, I don't see your end game. You know what I mean?
I don't really think he
fuck him. All right, we're gonna do super chats.
That was worth it.
We'll do some super chats, and then we'll ring in the new year together. I'm sure everybody's been like, yo, they're ignoring the fuck out of us right now. Dennis Owens, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now. Thank you for being here. If you still are, you probably aren't, but thank you, Dennis. OG fan when Star Wars was just like Star Wars. After Dark, Den of Nerds Live, the most feared live stream in the galaxy. LOL. Thanks for all the awesomeness in this trash compactor of a year, 2020. Thank you. Thank you, OG.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Jung 3P, I already read your shit because you were trying to throw me off, just like I was trying to throw you off in your stream yesterday. But it's all love, brother. Justin says, well, no message from Justin, actually. Code Red says, can we please have a reaction of Chad Vader? Love you guys. Keep up the amazing content. Yo, what's Chad Vader? What's that?
I think we should probably change that to Chet Vader.
Definitely should change that to Chet Vader.
He be force choking these streams.
SDW is back in the building. What's up, brother? Been a while. Hope you're doing well. I know you're killing it at the new job and all that, so it's good to see you again, man. Yeah, let's look this up. Chad Vader? What the fuck? Or Chad... Is it Chad Skywalker? What is it? Or Chad Vader?
Chad Vader.
Chad Vader.
Most deaf. I see you in here, Cap.
Chad Vader, dude. What?
I don't know. I'm glad you was able to actually make it after dark.
Yeah, man. What the hell, bro?
Listen,
8 million
I don't want to
years.
have this much.
Yo, you start that channel yet, Cap? Don't even get me started, dude. You start that channel? You been streaming? I'll have to watch Chad Vader later. It looks really funny. We'll do it on the morning stream sometime, okay? Let's see here. Al Shula says, yo, fighting this Rona Light. I always did like Corona Light. But I'm in the motherfucking building. Happy New Year to the main gang. Let me get y'all's fave and least moments of 2020. Thank you, my brother. You go first, man. What's your fave and your least fave moments of 2020?
I guess sticking with the den and the streams and all the stuff that we've done, I would probably have to say my least favorite happened just recently when them people kind of try to cut my stream on one of the After Dark ones, and I had to come back with the dual lightsabers. I don't know if y'all caught that one. That was a fight there for about a few minutes. My man Al was struggling by himself, but he was holding it. He was holding it down. But I'd have to say my favorite moment was, like we spoke about earlier, was that DC fandom going live by accident. That was probably one of my. I think we were so hyped at the end of that, and then kind of just realizing that we're live, we're a show, we're going to be able to stream and talk to people abroad, not just those who decide to become Nerdvengers, but everybody. Yeah. And just that moment kind of it really excited us to push forward. So that would be my most favorite moment right there.
Yeah, it's hard to point one either way. I will say on the low side of things, there were a couple moments early on in the pandy that like YouTube was just the bottom was falling out, right? So like ad revenue was completely evaporating and views were going down. And then there was this moment where our live streams got hit because I said Corona, and I knew like I shouldn't have said it. Like I knew what was going on, but it just slipped out. And then they like ruthlessly fucked with our shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was horrible. So that was very low. And just in general, the end of 2019 was very taxing on me mentally because of the Star Wars community, which is why I'm like I'm so happy that we're like actually putting shit back together, that it's like I got no time for anyway. I was so distraught at the beginning of the year that then like going into the pandy, like I was locked up. We were all locked up, but like I was like,
yeah, we were all locked up.
Like just I don't know. It really got to me. So that was a low point. And then the high point has been honestly the last 10 weeks, you know? The last 10 weeks have been crazy. I mean, we had like this steady growth, and then obviously linking up with Theory was incredible. You know, and I consider him a good friend, and now we do, you know, this great podcast together. That's been great for the channel. And I would say this Mandalorian season 2, like I'll just give all the props and all the good shit. I'll give all that to Mando season 2, Al. I mean, dude, so much good stuff happened for us around Mando, so that's the one for me.
Most definitely.
Al came in with the $5 and said, RIP, the 10K can be... Yeah, we talked about that. SFC Pruitt says, I like turtles. All right, bro. What's your feelings on turtles?
I don't have it over here, but last time he said he loves turtles. I showed him my little After Dark ashtray.
Oh, that's cool.
That was a turtle.
I've never been a huge Turtles fan. I like the Ninja Turtles. That's about it.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles are always great.
Ninja Turtles is all right.
So.
Trev says, where's your purple titty milk lavis? Yeah, where is that? And I'm going to take another drink while you answer that.
It is totally in the fridge where it's supposed to be, and he already knows that. Earlier today, when we were on Burke Stream, we threw all of the purple titty milk out to save ourselves from the big blob monster. So I only had about three vials left.
All right, what the fuck
are you
talking about with the blob monster? What are you talking about, man? What is going on?
So okay, so earlier today we were on Burke the Nerd stream, and unfortunately I wasn't able to make it, but we was going to do the Burke-tastic 4. And essentially, it is a D&D type role game, but he did a Star Wars twist to it. And it starts off, actually, you know, you get to pick your role. So I was the Mandalorian, and little black man Lavis, and I had you know, my blasters, martial arts, and a little force sensitivity. Cool. Trev was there. I don't know. He picked one of those. He's here. Go ahead, and pop it in the chat. What name. But anyway, so he was kind of a Mandalorian of sorts, but more of like a bounty hunter scoundrel. I think he said he was a scoundrel. So, and then we had Star Wars Santa, and he was the Jedi.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
so we started off where we had met up with Din Djarin in a bar, and we were pretty much trying to. It turns out we were trying to. We were drawn to the source where Grogu was on Tython, and he did his little beam thing. Like, we were all drawn to that, and I guess our planet is in peril with the Imperials. They're trying to take over our planet. So we're looking for the source of power to use and bring it back with us so they can help liberate our planet. That's the whole,
the whole thing. That seems dope.
And and it was really well thought out, honestly.
So
it was
like an RPG thing. That's what you
minutes.
were. So it was like a monster in the game. That's what the blob monster.
Yeah, toward the end there, we had a few things. So, like, we had to set charges on a ship because we met up with Ahsoka, and we had to help her out on doing one of her missions in order to get her to come with us. So it was like this Star Destroyer we had to go blow up, and like, she went off and did her own thing, and then the three of us went down and we set some charges, and we got past like a group of like 16 stormtroopers with using just Jedi powers, and then we got back to the ship and had to fight like two Sith Jedis or whatever, and one of them was like 12 feet tall with a 6-foot blade, double-edged blade. So and I don't know, it was like pure luck because some of the rolls we did were like 14 and then 14, so it was just stuff just worked out in our favor, and even the low rolls were because it was like we finally getting out a little bit of damage, and it did draw up some drama, and one of them was with the little blob monster, so I threw in purple drink from the beginning. And I was like, hey, everything was purple drink. So we was able to land onto the ship because we was like, hey, we got the shipment of purple drink. They was like, oh, we've been waiting for that. So, you know, we got on the ship that way. And then every time we got away from a stormtrooper, we was like, hey, you know, go get this purple drink. So toward the end, we was throwing the purple drink and shooting it and blowing it up on the monster. And they're like, yeah, it was actually pretty fun.
I love D&D and I love role playing. Like, if you've never done any role playing before,
That was my first time.
It's so
honestly.
fun, and it's a great thing to do with people that aren't even normally gamers. So like, it's a great couples thing, or like if you got a girl or whatever, like, you know what I mean? It's a cool thing to get into because like it's kind of like just playing pretend, but like with rules.
Right.
And
right.
Yeah, it's really, really, yeah. Well, now I understand, and I'm jealous. Nobody invites me to do anything. Anyway, Story Me says, I want to tell 2020 to suck it. But for real, the Den of Nerds changed my life. 2021 will bring great times, like me, Burke the Nerd, and Timmy T starting a YouTube channel called Everyday Geeks, coming soon. Stormy, thank you so much, man. Look, you've been such a bro, you know, and he's been in the community since early on. And I don't know what crazy forces brought all of us ridiculous ass nerds together in the middle of this ridiculous ass year. But I'm so glad to have made acquaintances with so many of you. And Stormy, you're a real one, bro. Stormy cracks me up, bro.
Right. Yep.
Yo,
the original chat.
Yo, I know, but all right. Story about Stormy. Stormy, don't get embarrassed, motherfucker.
A story.
So here's the thing. In the Nerd Card Showdown, there was a couple moments where I was starting to get like nervous for him. Because I think he had a streak of missing questions that was he had a couple he had missed a couple questions, and I was like, in my heart was like, every time I asked him a question I was like, please God, let him know the answer. And then ironically he goes fucking ham in like the last couple games, dude, and I was like, oh shit, cool. So shout out to Stormy, man. Yeah.
He was always misleading with that too, because like we would have our little conversations before we all went on, and you know, Stormy's always the one. He's like, "I'll try. I don't really know too much about this, but I'll try." And then he would pick the ones that he didn't know, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" And he'd get it right. Like,
well, he had some crazy pulls. Yeah, he had some crazy pulls.
Yeah,
I love that show. I can't wait to show you guys the next version of it. It's gonna be really, really cool.
Oh, Steph, I'm down to know about that. Man. We were just talking about that the other day with Adam from Friend.
Yeah, shout out to Adam too. Adam, are you in here, or you're probably doing normal things with your familia? Big Stevie with the $25 holla says, no question, just Happy New Year's to Josh, Al, Lavis, the whole team. Bring on 2021. Thank you, Stevie. Appreciate you, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Brandon. Welcome to the Nerdvengers. At a Nerdvenger Prime level, I will see you Sunday at noon for the business stream. Come on by, man. Love talking business. The Jenalorian Velez with a $2 holla says, how do y'all feel about The Witcher on Netflix? What do you think about The Witcher?
I like The Witcher, actually. I thought it was a good character for Henry Cavill to play. It kind of fit him pretty well. I actually came in on the game-wise playing the Wild Hunt.
Oh, okay.
The third one that came out, and I still haven't beat that game yet. That game is so long; it's had so many side missions and quests, and I got the whole package. So I got drawn in before they did The Witcher. I didn't even know they were doing a Netflix thing. So when I saw that they did that, I thought it was really great, and it was good to learn more about that character. And I think he did a good job playing Geralt from what I saw from the game, and Yennefer and all that stuff. I think they're doing great. I can't wait for them to come out with season 2.
When is season 2 coming out? Because I actually really liked The Witcher. Like I really liked it, but I felt like it suffered with the time shit that they tried to do.
Yeah, the back and forth was a bit...
you can't do that, dude. Like, people are... Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's like Carlin said, man. You think about the average motherfucker, and you think about how dumb the average person is, and you have to understand that half of the people are dumber.
Yeah.
And that's a joke. It's a Carlin joke. It doesn't sound as good when I say it. But, like, my point is, like, you can't fucking do that. People on Netflix don't know what the fuck is going on, bro. You can't do that.
And they didn't prompt it too much either, so it was kind of like you had to really pay attention to know that they were going back in time at certain points.
Exactly.
I mean,
dude, so many people reached out to me and were like, so wait a minute. All these episodes happened before this episode, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right. And they're like, well, why? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. But regardless, that second season is going to be titties, dude. That's going to be good.
Yeah. Definitely. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
To be honest.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I want to see where they go.
Jedi Jen Welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now. See you, see you soon. Big Stevie at the $5 holler says, keep drinking, Josh. I want that Mando drama tea. You've heard me talk a lot about that. What's your take, man, on the Pedro Pascal, all that?
So I think we kind of touched on After Dark with Al, and I really feel like things went how we first heard them. They like Pedro was clapping back. He didn't like the way his character was being handled. After watching season 2, I can kind of see why he would. After watching him in actually Wonder Woman 84, to me, I think he was actually one of the good things that came out of that movie. I really enjoyed how he did Max Lord. I thought the way they did the character was a little confusing, but he still carried it as an actor. For him, I didn't see Pedro Pascal at all, or I didn't even think Mandalorian. I thought Max Lord, okay. And I think Favreau just wasn't about that life. He was like, nah, dude, we're going to do it how I wanted to do it. There's a reason for it. And if that is the true ending on how they wanted to do season 2, it wouldn't have rang the same if he had gotten his way anywhere in the middle of that to take his mask off on a constant basis. You know what I'm saying? No. So, and then going forward, okay, but I don't know if maybe because they shoot these films and everything out of order sometimes. So, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he might have done that and not known whether or not it was actually going to get put in the season because they probably filmed so many other things, and that's where he got his frustration. And just Favreau was like, no, okay, this is what we're going to do. And now you're going to have to sit back on the sidelines. We're going to let my man Boba take over and show you how to really handle being a Mandalorian and let you sit back for a year. And if you can't handle it after that, then we'll just replace you. You know what I'm saying? We'll get somebody who wants to be in a mask. We'll get a lower grade actor, and he won't complain. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a flex right now from Favreau on Pedro. We're just gonna have to see how that plays out.
Look, I'll tell you this. I don't know exactly what it is, but it does look like what you just said. It clearly looks like to me, like just reading between the lines, it's Favreau v. Pedro is what I read. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people out there are like, you're crazy. Grace Randolph is bad.
The Muffin Man.
Do you know him? Yeah, it's like, I get it, and I understand. I have a lot of empathy for people because they just come into things at different times. They have different info. They have different biases. I totally get it. But, like you just can't look at everything that's happened and tell me, oh, it's all good. Like, Peachy Keen, 100% everything was fine. There's too many holes. There's too many questions. Yeah. There's too many things that are like, why did Tamara Morrison look so different in the end? You know what I mean? Of the episode. Even Pedro looks way different in the finale. Like, he's much thinner than he was in the episode. Or he's much thicker than he was in the episode prior. Regardless, look, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, the point of the show and the point of any show is to entertain and tell these like mythic stories and to get us like into it. And The Mandalorian did that. It succeeded, So I don't care about the drama, but I get slightly triggered by people that are like, you're fucking dumb if you think something happened. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, I think something did happen, and whether it's resolved or not in the end of that, whatever resolution they came to, I still feel it's a flex, man, because it would have been so easy for them to have Boba and the Mandalorian run in tandem. You know what I'm saying? And maybe do some kind of crossover or something. But no, they went the complete opposite direction.
Plus, his ship's gone.
I don't know.
His ship's gone.
Yeah, his ship's gone. Grogu's gone.
That's the thing. Like, come on. Like, look at this objectively and tell me this was the plan. If this was the plan, it's a weird plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to be real. That's a weird plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. It's a weird plan. But again, they got us all they even got me. I got down to igniting the green, but I said no Luke, and they went all the way through. So they could be on a flip side. We're looking at it as maybe the drama had something to do with it. Maybe they did settle it. And the reason why they're getting this whole year off for the show is to age up Grogu, because again, we don't know nothing about that species.
True.
So an entire year off, they could probably drop some kind of Easter eggs in the Boba Fett show that allude to Grogu, because he has a little intertwined with him a little bit, and we could see that when he comes back after a year, he's like another 2 feet tall and can wield a lightsaber, and they made him a little baby Grogu lightsaber. Who knows? So there's a lot of reasons why they could be going that way. But I think the truth will come out like it always does.
Yeah.
This next coming year.
It's funny. The truth does always come out, but it feels like Lucasfilm truth comes out like 3 different ways. Like I have a lot of trouble. Like Lucasfilm is so weird, dude. And look. All right, I'm gonna do it for just a little bit before we ring in the new year. And can you find me while I rant just a little bit here? Can you find me a link to like the ball dropping or whatever the fuck we're supposed to be watching? Whatever.
Yeah, I was actually looking for that.
All right. Now. So here's the thing. I want to talk about Kathleen Kennedy. I want you to let me know in the chat. Put either a 1 or a 2 into the chat. Should I try to talk to her? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, there was an opportunity for me to actually talk to Kathleen Kennedy. Okay? And I'll tell you how I feel, but I want to know how you guys feel. Put a 1 into the chat if you think I should, yes, talk to her. Put a 2 into the chat if you think, no, I should not talk to her. And also, I shouldn't be talking about this at all. But put that shit into the chat because I'm curious what you think.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I wonder what people really think you should do.
It looks like there's a lot of ones, dude. A lot of people want me to do it.
I think a lot of people will want you to do that.
So here's my take on this. Here's my thing. I thought a lot about this, and I think the reason I don't want to do it is because, again, hypothetically speaking, 3rd floor basement, below average IQ, 0 sources. Okay? Just for,
Hey, while you rant, I'll be right
back.
Do
you think, brother? So, whoa, what happened? It's like a universe-changing thing. Anyway, here's why I'm leaning against, because on the one hand, I could do it and like it could be cool and maybe I could like try to help or at least try to like, I don't know, like make things make sense, okay? But here's the thing. Here's the reason that I don't want to do it. It's because I've thought a lot about this. Okay? Ultimately, I am a person that believes that Kathy is receiving an inordinate amount and an unfair amount of criticism. However, ultimately, part of being a leader, especially for a company, is creating culture. Okay? And ultimately, Kathy has failed, in my opinion, undeniably, at creating culture at Lucasfilm, which is also absurd when you think about the source material and that, like, you should just hire Jedi-like people. Like, it's really easy. Like, it should be pretty simple. Like, you should just hire Jedi-like people. Like, it's literally... Anyway. So, ultimately, despite all of my feelings towards Kathy, where I'm like, yo, like, she doesn't deserve a lot of the things that she gets, she still should be fired. And she probably should have been fired a long time ago. Because culture would have changed. If the culture would have been different, a lot of these little problems that have like death by 1,000 cuts that we've experienced as fans would not have happened. So ultimately, it's like, I don't even want, like, what, like, I could potentially try to help, but ultimately, the way I would really want to help is just tell her to step down. That's what I don't, like, in my heart, and that means I shouldn't even talk to her, right? Right? That's what I think. '2020, motherfuckers! What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that? Did that make any sense? Does that make any sense? Yo, how about Lavis? Lavis is going to be pooping when we ring in the new year. Am I going to have to go...
Nah, very funny. Unexpected guest.
Yo, what's send me a link or something. What should we be doing here?
Check the Discord.
All right, right now.
I believe I popped one.
All right, well, I'm about to fuck this whole scene up here. Watch this, everybody. Oh, this is it right here?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, cool. And then we'll just do that, and we should be good again. Okay, cool. Let's see.
All right, let's see what we got.
See what we got. Is it New Year's yet? It's
We got
buffering. Oh, shit.
Yep,
Oh, it's 18, 17. Wait, what? No, I'm not ready. It's too much. 10.
No.
Wait, fucking 8,
9,
7,
8,
6,
7,
5, 4,
5.
3, 2, 1. Holy shit! Happy New Year! It's gone! 2020 is gone! 2020 is fucking gone! It's fucking gone! It's over! R.I.P. bitch! Fuck you and the horse you rode in on! Fuck you! I can't have this playing though. This is gonna get us copy struck.
Yeah, it's
Alright,
probably
fuck that. Holy
But
shit.
at least
we caught it. That was so weird. Good job, us, I guess.
yeah.
Fucking.
I just wanted us to be able to count down at least.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna kick it for a little while longer, guys. Lavis, if you have to go though, let me know. I'm gonna kick it for a little bit with these guys.
No.
We'll go through at least some more of the super chats. But holy shit, 2020.
Yes.
See ya.
The new year, man. How I don't know what to do with myself. It's the whole new year, and I like to just wash the old one away.
Yeah,
It
man.
didn't even happen.
This is gonna be. I have some hope for this one. I don't want to get too. You know what I mean? Like, 3 more hours for the West Coast folks. All right, yeah, you'll be fine.
Oh man, yeah. And Al still got another hour.
Oh yeah,
So-
Al still got an hour. Well, cure your corona, man. Go out and get a vaccine. Or some
Hey.
shit. Come on now.
And I'll be honest, this is the first year that I've actually considered what New Year's was like for other people in different time zones.
Ooh,
I've
yeah,
never
me too.
considered what that was like for other people. That I had to speak with Al because he's a whole hour. I was like, how do y'all do
Yeah.
that? And I guess they have their own little local one that they do. Like, and he's not sure. Al, are you paying attention? Like, 'cause it's New Year's for us now. So did they post date it for you guys? Did they times it back an hour? Because we was wondering about that because he does the countdown too, like we do.
Yeah. Huh.
So
That's weird.
I'm really curious. Yeah,
That's interesting.
super curious
Yeah, I
about
don't
that. You say you still don't know.
Well, shit, it's New Year's for us, motherfucker. Lucas
Right.
says Le
My
Marca
fucker.
and Le Wax Pen. Those are my kind of New Year's vibes. I might be a little too inebriated to know what you're talking about there. Do you know what he's talking about?
I think when you pulled out your little wax pen earlier, or your tobacco safe pen that you pulled
Yeah,
out earlier.
motherfucker. I don't know what wax is, dude. This is clearly
Yeah.
completely 100% legal tobacco. Daniel Morgan says, just found out you guys, when you started live stream with theories, you guys are now my favorite. Long live Luke Skywalker. Happy New Year from Baltimore. Happy New Year to you, Daniel. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Right. I don't know if Patricia Palmisano's in here, but I'm pretty sure she'll probably pop in with the "So Help Us, Luke"
So help us, Luke.
that I said earlier on Birthday there. She said she was going to start.
That's
using that
nice.
now.
I do like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucas
So
Bell
help
says,
us.
Happy NY New Year. What are your biggest hopes for the Bad Batch? Do you have any hopes for the Bad Batch? What do you think?
My hopes is to actually learn what the Bad Batch is and is about. It's still on the outskirts of my my Star Wars-ness, but I will be watching it and learning more about it, and hopefully we'll be covering that. I'm pretty sure we will.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah,
I'm glad
dude.
to watch
This
it.
is my yeah. Yeah, we're definitely gonna cover it. It's like the A team in Star Wars, bruh. Like
Okay.
they're just wilding. And you gotta see the newest season of Clone Wars. Did you watch that?
They have a new season.
The
of Clone-
7th season.
It came back
Yeah,
with it?
7th. It happened
Oh.
earlier this year.
No, I haven't seen
No,
it.
it's all good. You should
Oh,
yeah, you
no, I
gotta
didn't
check it
know
out,
that.
bruh. You gotta.
I don't think
You can skip
or did I might have actually watched
you can
that.
skip the middle 4 episodes. There are 12. You can skip the middle 4. But they introduced the Bad Batch in that shit, and it's dope.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I might have missed that too. But yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be
Dude,
dope.
yeah, I'm super excited. Aiden says, hello. Thanks for all the content. Hey, thank you. We just do what we do, you know? Can the homie get a Discord call? Oh shit, Al, I wish I had seen this earlier. Fuck. I would have totally given you a call, my brother. Let me know. Hit either me or Lavis up on the telly if you are feeling better. Dirt Wiz with the $5 holla says, going hard in the paint on After Dark. Were we going hard?
Yes,
I feel
sir.
like we kept it pretty chill.
I think it's the Prosecco, man. It's the first time we've ever actually brought something out besides purple drink on the
True.
stream.
Yeah, and I am, just so
Kinda
everybody
pop
knows,
that
I'm
one,
fucking floating, feeling great. Rob says the $5. Yeah, sorry, what's up?
Al said still call him. He's calling me.
Oh
on the phone right
shit,
now.
get him in here then. How do we, what should I do? Just call him in the hotline or something?
Yeah, but I don't know. Would you be able to pop into the hotline without resting the
I
stream?
don't know, man. I don't even know. I don't know.
Somebody add me to that group chat. Let me get on the mic.
You're on my mic right now, Al. So we
What's
can hear
up?
you.
What's
God
up,
damn it.
brother? You gonna make it or what?
I don't give a damn sick or not. I'm in the motherfucking building. Fuck what Josh talking about.
Yep, he's in the building.
Yo, we're already trying to write up.
People, I'm still in 2020. And it still
yeah.
sucks.
How is it over there, man? How is it over in 2020?
Man, hey, y'all killing it though, man. Like low key. Somebody was in the chat talking about y'all look good together. I was like, slow that shit down. Wait a minute. Al gonna be back, man.
Right.
Al's coming. Al's coming back.
Al is coming.
And I'm gonna be better than ever in 2021. We getting this
Absolutely,
shit, man.
man.
But nah, y'all killing it though, man. Y'all
Thank
killing
you,
it.
man.
But I'm trying to see, man. Josh been tame though. What is this? I thought Josh was gonna turn up like episode 1 of After Dark.
I don't know, man. Look,
man.
I'm just here. The more time goes on, the looser these lips will get, Al, you know? So look, you know me. It's like a steel trap up here. The
Did I
walls
lose you?
are thick, dog.
Can you hear him?
You know what I mean?
No, I can't hear. I'm not on the stream.
Okay, so he's
Oh,
not
so
on
you
the
can't hear
stream.
me.
So
Yeah. So
hold on, I can fix
Call
that.
me on Discord, motherfucker.
He said call him
all
on
right,
Discord.
how do we
Can
do?
call him on
Yeah.
Discord?
Let's just get him in here. Let's just get him in here.
Let's go put my camera
How
up.
do I?
He said add him to the group. Let's see if I
Yeah.
can add
Can
him
you
here.
see if you can?
Hold on, let me get over there.
See if I can.
Yeah, you're not even in the office. Look at you. Over here
Hold
talking all of that. You ain't even ready.
Hey man, hey, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
Let's see.
All right, so where's the link
Yeah.
at?
Oh, I can add him, but I think it might.
Yeah,
kick-
it's gonna do a
might
new thingy. All right, so I got you. Yeah.
Yo,
All right, you're in here, man.
Awesome.
what up, man? What's good, y'all?
What's good, man? First of all, are you gonna fucking die? Don't die on us, bro.
Man, look, I am way too motherfucking alive to
There you
die.
go.
This ain't
I like
happening,
that,
man.
yeah.
This ain't happening, man. This is temporary setback, but your boy will be just
Good.
fine.
It's good to hear it, man. You so you're still in 2020. How's that?
Man, it's still shitty, bro. It's still shitty. I can't lie. It ain't fun.
I'm already feeling pretty good, you know? I don't know. 2021 has
Yeah.
got a nice
Hey, you looking kind of good, bro.
Ah,
I mean, like you in that seat. You in that seat, kind of, trying to steal my glow a little bit. I'm gonna have to, turn up next year, bro. Like I can't be letting you come on and outshine you.
I'll be honest with you.
Right.
I can see why you like doing a show with Lavis. He's insightful.
I'm telling
he's
you,
good.
man.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk later, of course. But no, of course, Al will be back, and you all will be riding the Millennium Falcon. Or I've heard some rumors that you might have something else working for next year.
Yeah, man. We got some stuff popping for 2021, man. Marvel's getting ready to jump off. So, we spent enough time in the Mandalorian. I think we going plus the lease ran out. We went over the mileage in it, so we can't even mess with that. We got to try to get our paper right. But we gonna make it happen though. Like WandaVision is probably the next joint. So I don't know, man. Y'all might see us in some familiar locations, you know what I'm saying? Might take you back to your childhood a little bit.
Might just a little bit. Got some things working. So
Yeah, we're always working on the changes.
I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm excited. Look, the show's been great. We talked a little bit about it earlier in this stream, but like it's just been so great for me. You know this the most, Al. but like it's just been great for me to have some motherfuckers I can trust. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. And y'all were talking about it earlier, and it was tripping me out because y'all being too clean. Like people here, it's New Year's. We supposed to give them the tea. So tell them the tea. Tell them the tea. Tell them I didn't trust this mother.
Yeah.
I ain't trust this motherfucker Lavis. Let me tell you, I ain't know this dude. I've been rocking with Josh for a minute. They started talking about they was gonna do a show, and I'm first like, wait a minute. I ain't even got no damn show.
True.
Hold on, man.
True.
But then they you know what I'm saying? I knew Ken, shout out to Ken. Ken was the homie, man. Ken is always gonna be the homie. And so, you know, I was checking out what they did the first night, you know, needed a little work, but I saw the chemistry, I saw the ideas. And so we started, you know, working. I was just, you know, when they came to me and asked me to be a part of it, I was like, cool, I'm down. Like, let's see what we can do. But I wanted to take more of a background role because it was their show and I wasn't trying to, you know, be, you know, all in the video, all on the stream, dancing. That ain't me. But, you know, things fell out the way that they did. And, you know, it was all one fateful conversation with the homie Lavis. Like, I finally just reached out to him and was like, hey, bro, let me know what's really going on. And he broke it down for me like a common denominator, man. And it was like, oh, this is an opportunity for us then. Like, let's get it. And it was just pedal to the metal from that day on. And Josh gave us the green light. And Josh, you don't know this. So I'm going to hit you with this, and this might blow your mind, bro. But we were actually terrified that you weren't going to let us run the scene, just the two of us. We actually thought you were trying to put two other people in with us simply because you didn't trust us. And you know what I mean by us.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, man.
No, I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
You know, Josh, it's hard for Josh to trust Mandalorians now. Look, you know, sometimes Mandalorians can be some shiesty and shady mofos.
But
it was,
you know,
like,
the truth is,
but
to speak on that a little bit, you know, the truth is, it's like, man, trust for me is tough, just in general, right? Because you guys know, well, you know too, Lavis, a little bit, but Al knows for sure, like, some of the stuff that's happened behind the scenes and whatnot, right? And it's like, you just learn, you know, the more, like, if you get fucked over, like, you just kind of, you know, you put up some walls and whatnot, right? When it came to After Dark, initially, like, just being real, like, it was on my schedule every day, it was like a toad, like something I didn't want to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, it was like literally every day it was something bad. You know, whatever I was dealing with after dark, it was negative. And I was like, why? So I was a little just kind of already like, fuck this. And then Lavis, just to be real with you, remember our first combo, bro? Do you remember our first shit?
Yeah, no, I totally remember that. It's like one of the only times we were on the phone, just you and I.
Yeah.
So it was new.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Yeah,
and like, that was us kind of trying to get to know each other a little bit too. And I think you learned just kind of how different I think about things kind of pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About shit. But what was cool was I walked away from that conversation. I walked into that conversation being like, I don't know about dude. I walked out of that conversation being like, this is a good dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's right for the channel. At that point, right? I'm still like, that doesn't necessarily mean A, B, C, this, that, second, and the third. But it does mean he's a good dude. And then when it came time, like when you guys took over, like, honestly, bro, I immediately fell in love with your shit. Like, and maybe it was, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it was like all my sort of frustrations around, you know, what had happened before. But I was like, when I watched you guys' stuff, I loved it. And that made it easier for me to trust it, because I thought to me, I mean, first of all, like, Al, I trust a lot. But, like, to me, I was like, this is good. So, beyond, like, basically, I felt like we leapfrogged. We had a new set of problems, which were good. Like, if the shit's good, that's a different discussion. It's like, okay, then what do we got to do to foster it? That's totally different than if it's like, can we make this happen? Because then it's like, for me, I got all these other things going on. You know what I mean? But with you guys, I was like, it is good. There's something there, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely was from start to finish. Once we just the two of us took over, and like I said, threw the same things out in tandem and just figured out how to make it work. It's just got better and better every time.
Just better and better.
And it's funny, like, you know, Al didn't trust me to the point where I messaged him on Twitter, like 2 months before he finally actually, like, after he finally hit me up on the phone and we spoke that one time. Then after that, it was like over the next week, it was like, oh man, you texted me here. Oh man, you texted me here. Wow, you sent me a friend request here. And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like,
so Josh, understand what this means, Josh, because I don't know if you put two and two together, bro. But like, Lavis was trying to give me the tea 2 months before the tea spilled, bro. So I could have saved us. But yeah, it was. But the thing about it, like, going back to the show real quick, because I don't think I've said this to either one of y'all, but from my standpoint, because of the track record, you know, that me and Josh have, I felt so much pressure to put together something dope. Like, I felt like initially this was like all on my shoulders, because if it failed, Josh would look at me and be like, bro, what happened? And I'm so dedicated to the brand and to the channel that that was part of the reluctance that I had to even get on screen as much before After Dark, was because I didn't want to make the brand and make Josh look bad. But after that first episode, man, when we did that, it was like magic. Yeah. And I knew, I was like, oh yeah, we good. This is gonna be straight. Yeah, and I'm just I'm so glad that the homie gave us a look, and this is just it's an incredible thing, man.
Yeah.
Right. That's really what it was. Just the fact that you was like, yeah, you know what, let's do this. Like, I didn't see that coming whatsoever. So here we are.
Man. It was just a feeling.
The thing that I think is so cool about it is it's become such a part of the DNA of the channel, which to me is so cool. And especially coming out of 2020, because 2020 was a year that, like, we were riding a lot of success. Like in 2019, like, just to let you guys know, like, we had such a good year in 2019. I actually was able to quit my job and go full time for the first time ever. The whole time we had been, like, I had been doing this kind of on the side. I was doing the side gig, whatever. 2019 was the first time that it was like, boom, right? And then going into 2020, we were like, oh, dude, it's about to be boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, we was like, I was like, Black Widow, Spider-Man 3, like Eternals. Like, I was like, Shang-Chi. I was like, boom, let's go. Like, bada boom, bada boom. And then, of course, we had the year that we had. And we went through some very tough shit. But, like, through it came out the new Den of Nerds and the Nerdvengers. And the Nerdvengers wouldn't exist without the pandy, without 2020, without all this weird shit. After Dark wouldn't exist without all of this weird shit. Streaming in general wouldn't exist without all this shit. And the streaming is really what has made the connection between us and the audience. The reason that we have the love that we have is because we just been real motherfuckers through the craziest fucking experience of our lives, dude. It's 2020, like, what?
Shit, bro.
Like, what? Yeah. So, but to circle the point, what I mean specifically about After Dark with that is, it is beautiful that what happened because you guys now are a big part of the channel, like a big part of the channel, a big part of the brand. People love your show. You're going to do such great work in 2021 and, you know, grow your personal brands and all that. I'm very excited for all of that. But, like, again, it all just spins out of this horrible year, you know?
Right.
Yeah. 100, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, we're in a new year. We're going to try to stay cohesive and pull it together.
Speak for yourself, Nerdvenger. You in a new year. I'm still sitting here waiting for 2020 to kick fucking rocks.
Yeah, man.
You still got to hold on.
But no, you know, the real talk. 42 minutes, man. 42 minutes. But yeah, it's. But I gotta say this and then I'm gonna let y'all get back to it, man. I ain't trying to steal all the shine, but I have to say to you two, man, Happy New Year, number one, of course.
Yes.
But like on so many different levels, y'all don't understand the brotherhood that we have and what that means to me, and for us to be able to create together and to finally actually see the manifestation of the shit that Josh and I dreamed about like a couple years back, like on the cusp of all of this, and us seeing it, and like people don't realize, like Josh and I were talking Ahsoka shit before the first season of Mandalorian even dropped. Like we already kind of had that in mind, that would be something that, you know, Filoni would do. And it's just those moments, kind of seeing those things on the horizon, thinking about the multiverse, all of this nerdy shit, and then actually now becoming a tangible part of the content that we put out for you guys and gals. Man, y'all don't understand. Like, this is huge for me, and it's only gonna get better, man. So happy New Year to the homie Lavis, to the homie Josh. Do it big for your boy, man.
Happy New Year, brother. Thanks, man. That means a lot, man. I'm right back at you, brother. Right back at you.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Gang.
Yeah, man. Man, gang. We gotta get them shirts. Get them shirts made for sure, man. Yeah. No, I mean, Al, you know how I feel about all this. It's, you know, manifest it.
Oh yeah, and I don't think I got to say it to your face first, but F you for that shit you pulled on my birthday, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, you had my whole house in tears.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was like on some real shit. Like, I was like, man, see, look, like, that's why I couldn't really get too mad at the homie theory, because I was like, Josh did the same thing to me like a month ago. I'm gonna say something to this man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Emotions get people sometimes,
dude. You know, it's true, and I was so happy to be able to deliver that in the way that I did, like, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And like that was the dopest thing of that's one of my highlights of 2020. Real talk.
Yeah, man. No, it was good, and I think it was like so pure because, like, you know, there are people that just don't understand it on the outside, so it's cool to talk about what it was like when it was literally just you and me, and I was like, bro, I'm telling you, we can do this, this, and this. You know what I mean? And we were like, okay. You know, yeah,
and I'm right there with you, man. And it's funny because I felt like I was selling the idea of what this was going to be to the people in my circle, like in my family. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, like this is going to be huge, and you know, it was a lot of kind of skepticism, a little bit, to be honest about it. But we talked about this, man. But now, like, I have everybody, like, nothing but support, top to bottom, and it's just like, the way that, like, the den has basically become part of my family. Like, we sit down and, like, just tonight, I'm sitting there with my, you know, we're moving into the new crib or whatnot, but like my kids is watching and laughing at y'all online and getting it in, and my wife's like participating and she's getting the jokes now, and I'm just like, man, this is beautiful, and it's a special thing, man. So shout out to everybody that has ever checked out an episode, because without y'all, this wouldn't be possible at all.
100%. Did you see that video, or did you see that picture that dude put up of him and his daughter watching the morning stream, man?
No, I heard about it, man. I heard about it, man.
I've been getting hit up with a lot of love, and it does, like, just kind of wreck me sometimes. First of all, the idea of this fucking mug being on a big screen terrifies me. Please don't do that. We're going to get more good-looking people as soon as we grow bigger. So please don't do that. But in all seriousness, that hit me, man. That hit me on, like, a weird level, because it was like, you know, we just get up and we do our thing, right? And especially recently, you know, because we've had a lot of success, it's kind of been a thing where it's like, just show up and do your thing. Like, just dance, you know? Like, I think of it as, like, show up and talk your shit, kind of, you know? And, you know, it's easy to get caught up in this feeling of, like, I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm coming, you know, and then to see, like, other people and the way it resonates and just takes a little, if I could just take a little bit of distraction of what happened this year for someone, that is everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like,
yeah. We had a guy, a cat, you know, on, I think it was the Thanksgiving show, that called in when we did the hotline and was like, he had done, you know, some tours overseas in the military, and came back and was like on, like, dealing with some PTSD or whatnot, and was saying that, like, the Den of Nerds and After Dark were kind of his go-to whenever he was, like, you know, close to the edge or whatnot. And that really hit me. Lavis, I know you got to remember that, bro. Like that, it hit us both because like that was when we realized like motherfuckers is actually like getting something from this.
Yeah,
like it's one thing to get up here and be entertaining. Like that's one thing, but when people are actually taking something and it is helping or benefiting the person, man, this is like I said, what we talked about for so long, and the reason that I even got involved with the brand anyway was because Josh was already doing that for me on a personal level. And same thing with Lavis, and we talked about that same thing too, Josh, with like Lavis and I. Like the whole reason we got involved with the channel was because you had already made such an impact on us that we felt like it was something a community we just had to be a part of.
Right.
And to now be on the other side of that and be kind of stewards for even more people and to kind of grow it that way, man. And it's all organic. Like people think we sit around and kind of like, how can we get them this week? No, man, this is straight natural. Like we figure out what we want to talk about or what we want to cover, man, and we give it to y'all raw. Yeah. So it's like it's beautiful to be able to do that and to have the freedom to do that and to be welcome. Like there's no more. I don't think there's a stronger thing that I can say than that. Is that I don't have to be somebody else with the den. I am my own person. Lavis is his own person, and every person that we have in the den, you know, it's all love.
Most def, 100%. What Al said.
Yeah, man. I feel it too. And I think that there's something really cool kind of going on in sort of the undertone of what we're doing here. It's almost like there's this unspoken thing that we're selling really, and I dare not even say what it is because it's better to sell it the way we're currently doing it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel very strongly about that, and I also feel that a company that has a mission and a company that has a vision is so different than one that does not. You know what I mean? So
100.
Yeah, to have a mission and to have like a bunch of just good human beings like kind of pick up and share that mission and be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this is incredible. It's rewarding in and of itself. Like there doesn't actually have to be any like a success for it to be meaningful to me, you know. The success is very nice, you know, as well, but you know, I'm at peace with what it does to me, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And we do it for you.
The people.
Oh shit. Well, we better let you get back to your wife, brother. She's gonna kill me.
Oh yeah. No doubt, man. Happy New Year to everybody. Be cool. See y'all on Saturday.
Much love, my friend. Yeah. Much love. They're
gonna come back and go hard on Saturday.
Yeah, man. They're looking for you.
Oh,
they're
man.
Looking for you.
The first stream of 2021. Let's get it.
I'm excited. I'll be watching. I'm a fan.
That's what's up, man. Y'all be cool.
You too, brother.
Yeah, all right, man.
All right, man. Later, man. Woo!
Such a great year so far. Look at that. Kicking it off.
Kicking it off great. No, it was great, man. That was great. I guess we should knock out, a couple more of these super chats, and then I should probably get out of here before I get too drunk and make a goddamn fool of myself.
I get out here after we do these super chats along with you, and I'm gonna call my mama.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, and can we get some positive vibes and some love and some nerdy hearts in the chat for Lavis's mom? How is she doing, by the way? Is she okay?
She's doing a lot better. Hopefully she'll be back home tomorrow and advancing toward recovering, getting better.
That's good.
So
that's good.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear from her. Every time she calls me, I'm glad and able to pick up the phone. So
yeah, man. Sometimes like bad things can have a silver lining, and bring people together for sure. Yep. So I hope she gets. Yep, I hope she totally recovers though.
Yeah, me too. Most definitely, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Bad things did jar you sometimes. So
True. Warrant DM says, are they filming on Mando after production of Boba or after Boba airs? I'm hearing both. Give me more Luke Skywalker. Okay, this is what I think, and I don't know for sure. They're writing both they're writing Ahsoka and Rangers right now. And probably writing Boba as well. They'll probably start shooting Boba very soon, because I know they've already shot some stuff, but they'll probably shoot some of Boba soon. Boba will be edited on and worked on, and unfortunately, I do think it won't be until late into the production that John and Dave will leave and let Robert finish it, and then they will start on Mando 3. Unfortunately, I think that will take some time. What do you think?
I mean, now that you especially say that point, seeing that they're both focusing on doing the Boba Fett like that, and then, like you said, probably leave and then go back to doing season 3, that could be another reason why, they're like, okay, well, you'll have to wait a whole year before we get that, because we want to make sure you get all the sauce that you can in Boba Fett first. So it's another little factor.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm cool though. Like, are you cool? Because I'm cool with a fucking chill ass, like, let's chill and then we'll get Mando 3 later. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Let things fester a bit. We saw that a year off for Marvel wasn't too bad. Everybody was still going to watch it.
True, and it's not even like these other shows aren't going to happen. These other shows are happening, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're going to be so saturated with some of these other shows that we get that by the time we realize that Mando even kicked all this stuff off in the first place and got that back, it'll just be the cap onto everything all over again, because we'll be like, this happened here and that happened there. How's this playing in Mandalorian?
True.
So, yeah, it'll be great.
True. 19D Nut says, Scouts out. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Big Red Xenial says, I'm really curious about what you said about Filoni saying she helped him get his projects off the ground. Okay, so what I was referring to was that Kathy is actually, here's my read on Kathy, okay? We're 31 minutes into 2021. Here we go. My read on Kathy is that she is super sweet. She knows a lot about film. She has a lot of great connections. She's also a fucking boomer. That's what it is. She's a boomer. She doesn't understand the internet. She doesn't understand shit about what's going on right now. She's a fucking boomer, dude. But she's super sweet, and she has helped Dave out tremendously. She's given him a lot of access, and she has propelled his career forward. Like, seriously, you wouldn't have Mandalorian with Filoni at all if Kathy did not go to bat for Dave. Period.
Right.
So, I personally take the good with the bad. I don't hate her. I don't love her. She's done some great things. She's done some bad things. What's your take?
Pretty much I agree with what you're saying. It's just she's in the middle of it, probably because she's a boomer.
Yeah.
And, probably because she got so many things plopped in her lap all at once that, I don't know her character personally, but maybe she didn't reach out for the help that she needed in order to get Star Wars going like it's going now. So, like I said, I don't know the woman personally. All we got to go is what she's doing in her vision. So I think that she's doing the best she can, and now that she's got people who are qualified in that field to help her out, I think maybe perspectives will change in the future.
Totally fair. Slide 805, I like that name. Welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger Prime member now. Alec Ortega says, here's to a great year, boys. Cheers, my friend. Here's to a great year to all of you.
Yes.
Jonathan Velasquez says, with a $20.21 2021 super chat. I see what you did there.
Yes.
Den of Nerds blowing up like the Death Star in 2021. Den of Nerds squad, Nerdvengers, Brokevengers, the guy who loves turtles. Let's get out of this funk of a year. I 100% agree with that. Thank you, Jonathan, for the love. It's going to be dope, dude. We're going to make so much fun fucking content.
Yes. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
It's going to be cool.
So much stuff we got going on behind the scenes. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. I dare I say that Josh doesn't even know about.
Fuck. Now I really want to know about it. Tell me or you're fired. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Big Stevie says, just back from telling 21 to F off. What was the KK decision? I think Josh is professional enough to handle that. Look, I'd like to talk to the lady. I just don't know if she can handle. I shouldn't say that. I'd like to talk to her. I'd like to try to help. I'll leave it at that. Jeffers Morning says, Raiden sent 700 subscribers. Time for tea on the exiled EPs. Okay, here's what I'll say about the exiled EPs. There's no way that you get exiled as an EP unless you do something that is potentially... like, what they did wasn't actually that bad per se. But the fact that they were lying about what was actually going on proved that we couldn't trust them.
Yeah,
and trust.
Yeah, it's the way we went. The way it was going about it is what
is
what the problem.
100%. So that's what it is. And to me, I'm pretty quick on the trigger to cut someone out, only because of the very bad experiences I've had in the past for not doing such a thing sooner. Like, I have not listened to my gut in the past, and it has created very bad situations. So mostly these days, I follow my gut, but I also try to listen to reason. You know what I mean? So that's all I can say. Anything else you want to say about that?
No, I think you handled that just perfectly.
Which is crazy because we're almost done with this bottle. Okay. Also says, y'all are different. Go hard, man. We are different, aren't we? That's okay.
Aren't we? Very, very different.
Lucas Bell says, Happy New Year. What are your hopes for... Oh, we already talked about that. Bad Batch? It's just going to be titties, man. I'll tell you. Look, I'll go a little hard on Bad Batch. Bad Batch to me was like... I don't really care about those characters. Like Wrecker, Sniper, all... Like, what? It's like, whatever to me. The Bad Batch episodes were pretty cool. I was like, I would not mind seeing more of them. And then when Noah and Corey told me we were going to see more of them, I was like, okay, cool. It's like Clone Wars 2.0. Then, when I saw that trailer, my anticipation skyrocketed. Because not only does it look action-packed, but that's a time period in Star Wars I've always been curious about. Gotcha. Like, as the Empire was taking over, right? And you had the clones, and you had all of these different things. To see the Empire, like, become the Empire and then slowly become, like, the Dark Empire, right? Because at first, like, people must have thought, oh, this is great. The Chancellor's now the Emperor. We're going to live prosperously. This is great or whatever, right? And then as it slowly becomes obvious that it's not a good thing, I love that as a setting. That is cool, man. You know?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'll have to go recheck out that trailer so I can get a little more context.
I like
on
it.
this
I
Bad
like
Batch
it, brother.
trailer.
It's good.
I'll have to do that.
Mr. Anderson says, Happy New Year, boys, with the very generous $20 super chat. Yo, cheers to you, brother. Mr. Anderson, honestly, you've been riding. You've been riding for a long time. I see you. I appreciate you. And yeah, man. We're gonna kill it in 2021, man.
Yes, we are. Can't wait. Most def.
All right, 19 Nut again says, Scouts out is what reconnaissance soldiers say to each other for motivation. Reconnaissance soldiers say to each other for motivation. Awesome.
Well, scouts out to you, then.
Yeah, scouts out to you, man. I'm a little too fucked up to know perhaps what your the implications of what you're saying, but scouts out, dog. All right, Space Wolf Lounge says, I need Lavis to welcome me in. Also, take my money. Prime member now. Mangang. Yo, that's pretty fire, my friend.
Space Wolf Lounge, you are a Prime member now. You're a Nerdvenger now.
Yo,
welcome.
Do you all do that with a Wakanda accent? Just be real with me. Okay.
Yes.
Because every time I hear y'all do it, I'm like, fuck, that's so cool. I can't do that, though. But it's real chill when y'all do it. Yeah. No, that's good shit.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Space Wolf. If the business streams have been good, in my opinion, but they're about to get real good because we're about to have ridiculous. Like, we're about to have a ridiculous year. So it's going to be cool to be able to intimately talk about some certain business sides of things that are happening on those streams. So I think you'll find a lot of enjoyment over there. Boomin Bonaboo says, if Mace Windu shows up, how do you think it'll go in The Mandalorian? Love your show. I'm going to have to watch this stream tomorrow since I got to babysit. Happy New Year. Hey, thanks, brother. We appreciate that. What do you think about that, man? If Mace shows up, how do you think it should go?
Man, I thought Mace was going to show up instead of Luke in the first place, and I figured it would probably go the way it did when they did Luke. So I think if I don't really have any expectations to see Mace Windu show up in The Mandalorian right now, honestly. It's almost now to me, it's like, why would he show up at all when, it was kind of a possibility he had something to do with, saving Grogu and the Order 66. Right. If he enters on any of that premise, okay, but that wouldn't make any sense to me unless he's like the one who brings Grogu back. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like, Luke took him, he trained him, and then all of a sudden we found out Mace was alive and he was with Luke, and then, something like that maybe might be interesting to you guys, or, it would be interesting to me from where I am. But right now, it's just kind of like, I don't see any point.
Yeah, man, that's the thing, right? It doesn't feel like there's an actual point. Yeah. So, I think we're actually going to get Sam Jackson, and I think they're going to do Mace in the Mace show. And, they could potentially, do his story continued from Revenge of the Sith, but I doubt that. That's not really even what's most interesting to me, actually. Right. Go back and show me why Mace was that fucking guy. You know what I mean? I would like to know that from the canon perspective, right? Yeah. So
yeah, I'm interested in that too. So I don't see him in the Mandalorian, but his own show and going through that types of stuff. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, man, for sure. Colisto Patricia says, I'm proud to be a Nerdvenger going into 2021. A little over a month for my diamond badge. That's fucking dope. I can't wait till you get it. Thank you for providing a safe and fun space for me to fall into when things were at their worst for me. I love the den, my haven of joy. That's really sweet. I know that you really mean that, and it means a lot to me, Patricia. So thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know. You got something for Patricia?
I'm just glad. I'm also glad to see her, just in here hanging out with us, keeping up with us, keeping us. She keeps us in line. She's, I think Stormy kind of said it on the morning stream one time. When she's kind of like the den mother. You know what I'm saying? When she speaks, people actually really look toward her, and they listen. They love her to death. And I'm glad she's here as well.
Yeah, man. You're right. And it's so cool because to watch the thing grow organically is so cool. And to watch the different little people and there's even some, not that it's bad, but there's some clickiness kind of within, even the people that chill. And that's okay. That's totally okay. And I just love, I am a very, I'm Zen and all that, and I really enjoy it. But I really do find enjoyment in just experiencing what we're doing together. You know what I mean? I legitimately enjoy watching this flower bloom. It is really cool. Sure. So thank you, Patricia, for real. Yes. Attack Peter says, Happy New Year, Josh and crew. Glad to have been able to hang for the last 2 years, but especially this year. Attack Peter, man. Yeah, you've been here a while, man. And I appreciate you for sure, man. And, yeah, what a weird ass year, bro. It really, oh, man. Yeah. You weren't.
It's 2021
bro,
now.
you weren't in the chats, but you got to talk to Al about this because you actually were not an EP when we were first finding about Wuhan and shit like that. But dude, go ask Al my reaction and how that all went, because I kind of freaked out really early because I'm a trends guy. That's literally kind of what I do. is like look at data
Right.
and identify trends. And when I was looking at the data for Corona, I was like, yeah. So it was like,
that face.
it was weird because I remember having convos with Al and basically being like, bro, we are fucked. And he was like, like it's all fine. And then they announced the 15 days to slow the spread. And I was like, yeah, bro, that ain't 15 days. Like the whole thing, man. Like, dude, it was crazy. Like it was crazy. And then I was like, all right, we got to end this stream. I'm getting too drunk. Jeffers Morning says, looks to see if Theory is around. Your Mace Theory sucks. LOL, JK. Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Yeah, man. We're probably gonna call it here in a little bit, but Labus, it's been a pleasure.
Most
anything else you want to say to the people, man?
Oh, well, you know, let's see you guys in 2021. And I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Enjoy your day when you wake up. And just try to go into this year more positive than we were able to the previous one. And much love. Love you all. And I will definitely see you guys in the new year.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. All I'll say is this. Fuck 2020, man. The year was bullshit for sure. Like, none of us were ready for this. Everybody was planning on different shit. It was a big fucking turd in the face. However, it was a turd that was put into all of our faces. There's something beautiful about that. And there was a lot of positivity that came out of it. One of the most positive aspects in my life and in many of your life, because you wouldn't be fucking hanging out with this goofy ass Polish dude and this guy across from me at 12:46 in the morning if you didn't give a fuck. One of the beautiful things that happened was this.
Yep, we grew.
This, man, like, it's beautiful, you know? So thank you all for being here. I love you guys, man. I love you guys.
Yes.
And I'll see y'all real soon. So thank you.
Most definitely. And I'll see you guys Saturday with Al. We're going to nerd out once again about 2021.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
Absolutely. I'll be there for sure. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us. Thank you. Everyone here at the Den, as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And yeah, I didn't get too fucked up. I can still handle the outro line. Fuck y'all. So have an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see y'all in the next motherfucking video.